All right. Hello again, adventurers, and welcome to the first and maybe only episode of this really weird thing that I'm doing that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. And the people below me were the people that I was clever enough to convince to do something strange and toast. So, anyway, I see that we have people. Hi, Slice of Scott. Wonderful to see you again. If anyone is wondering what in the world is going on here, we are going to be playing Daggerheart. But because I have many, many problems that I have actually convinced multiple therapists to leave the world of therapy for, it's a true statement. I have ended the careers of 3 different therapists.
That's impressive. You can make a therapist walk away from the table like it's playing blackjack. Just
Yeah, it's just like, we're done.
Good luck, everybody.
But no, I'm actually going to be running these players through one of my favorite adventures that was ever written. It was written, I believe, by Gary Gygax himself. The adventure is called T1, The Village of Hommlet, which was later expanded into what is now referred to as the Temple of Elemental Evil. These guys won't be getting to the Temple of Elemental Evil today. In fact, if they make it through half
that attitude
of the dungeon, I will be very, very impressed with them. But we are going to be running the Village of Hommlet. It was one of the original introductory adventures for D&D players. And yeah, I figured it'd be fun to use Daggerheart to do something it was by far not intended to do.
I'm sorry. This has been driving me nuts. I've been seeing this in the. Is it Hommlet with 2 M's or 1? Because when I looked it up, I also it seemed to go back and forth.
The text in the PDF that I have, which is a scan of the actual thing, is 2 M's, 1 T. I have spelled it 12 different ways.
Okay.
So, but
All in our chat too.
Yeah.
Not just on your own, but you started with HAM, HAEM. No, just kidding.
Okay, so it's 2 M's. Okay, because I saw the stream and then I saw the map. I was like, and then my own searches, I was seeing some double M's, but I saw a couple of single M's. But
old D&D stuff was spread. A lot of it was spread by word of mouth and really cheap copy machines. So, who knows? Anyway,
Bernstein.
That's how it works. So, for the audience, I do have channel points enabled. And one of the things you can do with your channel points, if you open up the redemptions, you can actually do things like give these people cool stuff. You can give them hope, which they use to power a lot of their abilities. You can give them hit points or reduce their stress they use to also power a lot of their abilities. You can repair their armor, which they use to not die. Or, if you really want to have fun, you can give me fear. And fear is what I use to influence the story and make bad things happen. Also, I think there should be reroll tokens in there somewhere. So, Scott has already given me a point of fear. Thank you, Scott. So, I will deal with that momentarily. But yeah, feel free. We want the chat to be kind of an active participant in this story. So, yeah. I normally start this off with all these things with a section I like to call announcer moments. Announcements right now. D&D Beyond, they just announced, as some of you may be aware, they've been putting a lot of third-party content on D&D Beyond. They just announced either today or yesterday a new class made by somebody that I can't remember their name. Some company. It is a gunslinger class. It's $15, which is a lot for a class. But in addition to the base class, it's got 6 subclasses, some new feats and other stuff like that. So it's a pretty interesting thing. I do not have the money for it, so I will not be doing an in-depth review like I did for the Ill Rigger. I also don't recognize the company, whereas the Ill Rigger was made by Matt Colville. And while he annoys me every so often, I know him. So that's something that's really cool. I'm still kind of astounded just how much third-party content is being put on D&D Beyond. Yeah. Trying to think if there's anything else big happening in the TTRPG world. Age of Umbra is going on. They've had 2 episodes thus far. I've been enjoying the hell out of it. For Critical Role, they're playing Daggerheart there too, except they have a lot higher production value and Matt Mercer.
No spoilers, but they're doing a mini arc and they're rolling like lunatics.
It has been a lot of fun to watch them do things. You're like, no. Ah! They actually made Matt freak out for a little bit. It was amazing. So anyway, that has been super cool. Their Renegade Con was, I think, last week. They announced a bunch of new things. They announced a couple new source books for their World of Darkness stuff. But they also announced a new TTRPG that they're going to be publishing called Kids with Capes, which is a modification of the Kids on Bikes rule set, but it's created so that you could do superhero type stuff. So that in and of itself is pretty cool. And they announced a new Essence 20 book. My Essence 20 stuff. It is a new G.I. Joe Essence 20 book. And it's specifically, I believe it's Hawk's Personnel Files, is what it's called. But it's basically designed to help you run G.I. Joe games in the really early 80s version of G.I. Joe, when General Hawk was only a colonel. And cool stuff like that. So that's there. Also, the Transformers 1 source book for the Transformers RPG is coming out, I think, in August, but you can get the PDF now if you pre-order it. So cool Essence 20 stuff going on there. Anything else in the TTRPG world that we need to think about?
Dropout. They will be doing tomorrow, since we're doing our normal schedule is off. Tomorrow, the second episode of Skyward Ho on Dropout. After all the time and popularity, they're doing steampunk finally.
Of course, because Brennan. But yeah, Dropout doing really cool stuff. Oh, what was it? Never
Stop Blowing Up.
Never Stop Blowing Up was a hack, effectively, of the Kids on Bike system, right?
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with that, that's Kids on Bike. It's a really cool system. Hyper RPG, their Kolak game, used Kids on Bikes, and eventually got picked up by AMC. So that's a cool thing. Also, because Imp will slap me if I don't say this, Kiri Callaghan, super cool author friend of mine. She has a book coming out called The Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder, I think, or Mystery and Murder. What is it called again, Imp?
Hearth Witch's Guide to Magic and Murder.
Okay. It's coming out in October. You can pre-order it now at lots of different places, like Barnes & Noble and that. Pre-order it, because Kiri Callaghan is a super cool person. And the
pre-orders
book
count towards book sales.
Yeah, we're our goal right now is if we can get enough pre-orders, we can get her on the New York Times bestseller list. And then every time I introduce her, it's like, and New York Times best-selling author Kiri Callaghan. Also, it sounds amazing. She on her Instagram and a bunch of different places, she's doing a lot of the kind of lore drops for the world, which is kind of a solar punk version of London. The main character is a fae creature that is trying to solve a mystery, and there's some sapphic romance in there, and it's just super cool. And she's a great author. Like, that's her book, Alice, and it's amazing and wonderful. There we go. Imp's always on top of it. So, yeah. Other than that,
Pre-order until October.
Yeah. Get it. They're amazing. I did not. I think I read Alice in like 1 or 2 sittings. It was so amazing. And I'm still working my way through Changeling because my brain doesn't like continuity. But those are her other 2 books, Alice and Changeling. And she's written a play and a billion different things. She's amazing.
I'm going to throw out an idea. This is just a random idea that just came in my head. Comes out October. We have to read the books. We should.
Mm-hmm. We
do that world in Daggerheart.
I'll talk to Kiri about it. Kiri will have better ideas than I will. But yeah. Anyway, I think now it is time for us to delve into the world of Greyhawk as the party goes to the village of Hommlet. 10 years ago, the forces of elemental evil descended upon the world of Earth. Their intent was to spread their influence far and wide, enslave the free peoples of the world. But the forces of good, known as the Army of Light, decided to meet the forces of elemental evil at a place called Emerity Meadows. The Battle of Emerity Meadows was fierce, but the Army of Light was powerful. They were able to drive back the forces of elemental evil to their keep, the Temple of Elemental Evil. They drove them in, wiped them out, and then sealed the temple so that the threat of elemental evil would never scourge the land again. Years have passed, and the outlying lands have slowly come back into their primes. The small village of Hommlet meets at a crossroads south of the town of Nulb, which is very near to the previous location that was the Temple of Elemental Evil. And now adventurers far and wide look for places like Hommlet to be able to make a name for themselves, earn some money, and become world-renowned adventurers, maybe someday being able to defeat a force like forces of elemental evil, battle Vecna, or descend beneath Castle Greyhawk to discover the mysteries below it. But all adventures start on their own, and all adventures start with a first step. So, you all have come to the village of Hommlet. The village itself grew from... Sorry, changing sound levels so that I'm not overpowering anyone. The village of Hommlet started as just an inn and a few farms centered around a crossroads of trade. But as trade became more profitable and more people passed through, the village itself started to grow and turned into the nice little village that it is now. During the rise of elemental evil, the town itself was subjugated by the forces of elemental evil. And after the Battle of Emerity Meadows, it took a few days for the kind of fallout of that to happen. But the forces of elemental evil were driven from Hommlet, and from that day forth, the village started thriving again. Now it tends to be a relatively common place for adventurers to come to see if they can kind of make their metal. In addition to having enough trade there to support the hiring of adventurers, the village itself is set amongst a decent amount of wilderness, so there's always something going on that a good adventurer could be helpful with. However, more recently, there have been rumors going around of evil starting to encroach. So all of you have decided to come to the village of Hommlet in order to make a name for yourself and a little bit of money as an adventurer. But in order to do that, you're going to have to find something to adventure to, and preferably someone that might be willing to pay you for that. So before we get too far into it, let's start off by people introducing themselves, specifically their characters. So, and I guess since this is the first time we're doing this, you can go ahead and introduce yourself as well. So we'll start out with Scott. Explain who you are and then your character as well.
I'm Scott. I've been playing with Zelda and video game for 10 years now, I think.
He's getting close to it. Somewhere between like 8 to 10.
Yeah. Playing with me in the Three Kingdom. I'll be playing Kimmy, the favorite elemental sorcerer.
So little with explosive powers.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. Imp, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Joshua, also known as Imp in my head. I'm both in Jody's, both of his bi-weekly Wednesday games. I've been harassing him about as long as we've known a mutual friend, so it'd be about 10 years I've known you since, because we've known each other from Hyper RPG days, as well as then I was harassing you and everyone else over in Zelda Universe TV, so it'd be about that long where I play those characters. Today I'll be playing La Croque. I'm a ribbit warrior called the Brave. I am here because I answered the call to the adventure. Both pronouns he, him.
Cool. Daniel, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Daniel. I've been here for about 10 years or so, playing with Jody and playing D&D. My character today is just a generic human wizard, loreborn student. He's his name is Gavin, and he's very nervous to be out adventuring. This is not comfortable for him. He is gonna let other people do the pokey bits. I'm gonna stay back here.
Cool. Toast.
Toast. I've known Jody for we're going on 7-8 years now, from a mutual community with DK and branching out from there. You've first time that we've been able to connect. I know you've asked me on plenty of other ones, and either timing didn't match up or my inability to learn new things didn't match up. One of the two things. But when Daggerheart came rolling around, I wanted to make sure I was part of at least the inaugural one, if not after that as well. So today I will be playing a Seraph, a more of a kind of a paladin take on it. He is a giant, but his name is Esper Valhim, and he is very much a more of a noble individual at that point. So yeah, I will be the one doing the pokey things up into the front line. So I will be protecting Gavin very well if possible. So.
Then finally, Chris.
Hi, I'm Chris. I've also been playing with Jody for like 10 years now. And I am playing Haz. Haz is a small little goblin who mostly just stays on the outskirts of things. He's a druid. So he kind of helps you show where the nice fruit trees are and the bushes and where to pick nice mushrooms.
So, cool stuff. All right, so due to the fact that this was very kind of hastily done for me, I was proud that I got an overlay out of the way, and I had to convert every encounter in this into Daggerheart. So I don't have a map view or anything like that, but combat and stuff like that is all going to be done through Theater of the Mind anyway. However, I do have a map for the players so that they have something to reference when they're going places. So you guys are actually going to start here in the south of Hommlet. And you guys can go really anywhere you want to try and figure out what you want to do next. But you are now in the village of Hommlet. So where would you guys like to go? Oh, damn it. Hold please really quickly. We might have to have you guys reload the game real quick.
Oh.
Because I have one other aspect that I need to do. So another aspect of things is, where are you? It's sci-fi clocks, right? There we go. Is fear is a thing that I use to do stuff. And something that makes fear significantly more interesting is if the players can see it. And so I have an add-on that allows me to actually put a clock on the screen.
Oh.
To so that you guys can actually see what's going on. So I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to launch the game again. Sorry, guys. It was the one thing I forgot to do.
I'll take the blame for that. Once again, I took you up to the very last minute that you had to get started, so that's on me.
Is it here? No, let's sound. Here it is. Okay, so I need a 12-point clock. And we'll do that. Okay, so can you guys see this weird looking
Yep.
clock? Cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to do that, and I can turn the music back on. Let's do that. Okay. So there's always going to be a clock on the thing somewhere. I'm just going to put it here, so you guys can always tell how much. Really? So you guys can always tell how many fear I have at any given point. So I start off with 1 fear for every player. So,
Well,
and
technically,
then,
you have another one.
yeah, I was about to say, and
Slice
then
gave you
Scott
some.
gave me another one.
Thanks for that.
Uh-huh.
So, I have 6 fear. And basically, the way that fear works, and I'll probably explain this again when I decide to burn it, but anytime I, as a GM, want to do something, want to take an action, want to influence the story in some way, I will spend a fear to do that. In role-playing and social encounters, me spending a fear could be introducing a complication to something that's going on, or activating an antagonist that's going to make things more difficult. In combat, fear is what I use to make the bad guys do bad things. So now that I have said all of that, where do you guys want to go? You have the entirety of the village of Hommlet to explore. And to make things go a little bit smoother, let's say that you guys all met on the road coming here, and so you guys are already somewhat familiar with each other. You all know that you're all adventurers, that you all are here to kind of work together, and you all understand that working together is significantly better for the longevity of your lives.
Just real quick for clarification standpoint, Gavin is human, correct?
Yes.
Okay, Gavin's human. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure I didn't have 4 smalls that were this big to an 8-foot sized giant. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't not trying to step on him as we're walking into town. So I got a fey,
I greatly appreciate that. I'm not big by any means, but
Well, once again, I tell you guys, we are walking into the city. I know I look very brutish, and my voice does not come out exactly, but this is how I was growing up. I feel like we should go and just try to figure out what the hell is going on. I, of course, am going to just pronounce and proclaim the greatness of my god, but at this point, I feel like we should move on. We're at the town. Let's stop standing at the gate and staring at whatever the fuck this sign is. Oh, I'm sorry. Does the Fae not like that they swear? I am very sorry on that.
I mean, do we want to get a drink?
I am absolutely parched.
I mean, where the people are they're rich, and where they're rich, I can figure things out.
Well, I feel like drinking might take us away from what we're supposed to be doing here. We all came here for the same thing, correct? We want to purge the city of any evil doing, and I feel like we're just standing around doing nothing, and if we go drink, we're still not doing nothing. So I think we should just continue going. Yes.
But the best scuttlebutt usually happens at the tavern.
Okay, cannot disagree with that in any way, shape, or form. So, I guess we should go through and try to get the drink.
I mean, according to my studies, it is very important to stay hydrated. So.
Yeah, hydrate or dehydrate.
I like that. I'm gonna make a note of that.
Feel like we could make some T-shirts out of it, and maybe make some profit that way. It needs a little bit more coin at this point, so.
Merchandising, yeah, I get this.
Gavin starts making notes.
Okay. So as you guys are walking through town, one of the things as you pass by a few of the barns, Toast, you've probably experienced this, the wonderful scent of farm life as you walk past. Toast and I are both from the lovely frozen north of Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
We're walking by barns?
Yeah.
What sort of animals does Haas see?
There, to the right, there's a pasture with some horses in it. Horses in and of themselves are really, really popular animals to breed because they're used everywhere. In addition to like work horses and things like that, war horses are really, really popular. Getting anywhere, you generally tend to ride horses. So the farm on the right has a bunch of horses. The other farms are more for growing crops and things like that. So the barns are more full of supplies that they use to harvest the various things. And all of the farms that have at least one plow horse or mule. So seeing a lot of equity.
All right, so
and like
just
chickens.
Just the closest horse, Haas is going to like wave at it, and if it looks at him, do any look at him?
Yeah, they're fairly friendly.
Okay, then Haas just goes, "Hello, noble horse. Have you seen anything dangerous or weird happening lately?" And I'm going to use nature's tongue.
Okay. And so the horse kind of looks at you and like looks at his friends, and he just kind of looks at you and like,
"Oh,
are you?"
Well, I rolled a 20 with fear.
Cool. So let's start off with.
Yeah, just keep helping the GM. Good job.
So just how it works, you speak the language of the natural world, and you want to speak to the plants and animals around you. Make an instinct roll of 12. On a success, they'll give you information you know. On a roll with fear, their knowledge might be limited or come at a cost.
Okay. So.
Oh no, he went to go talk to Widowmaker.
So, the horse kind of looks around at his compatriots and kind of looks towards you and goes, "You talking to me?"
Yes.
Oh, because I thought it's kind of strange that you would be talking to me in such a casual manner when no one has introduced us. It's kind of a very rude thing to just walk up to someone and demand information. So now I'm just sitting here with my other colleagues here wondering why this goblin has the cojones to just walk up to me like he knows me and start demanding answers. Like I might feel very offended because of this. And you don't want to see what happens when I get offended.
I could give you crackers.
Crackers. And he looks to his other horse friends. He thinks that I want crackers. Yeah, of course. When I was growing up and suckling with my mama, she was like, "Oh, one day some random goblin will come up to you and give you crackers." That's exactly what we're going to do. I need crackers. What are you, a kind of
it's
moron?
good that you need crackers, because I have crackers.
No, I don't want crackers. Who the hell wants to eat crackers? I want good things like apples.
Then why did you say you wanted crackers?
Oh, we're dealing with one of these things. Oh. I'm thinking that this is just a bad idea. Like, you don't even understand the difference between crackers and apples. Like, this is just,
Oh no, I understand the difference between crackers and apples, but you said you wanted crackers, and then you said you didn't want crackers, and now you say you want apples. And that's
Okay.
very confusing.
Let's put it this way. You want to talk to me? There's a fee. That fee is apples. So let's see if you got the money. You can put your money or your apples where your mouth is.
I start sniffing the air to see if I can find an apple tree.
Sure. Why don't you make me...
Meanwhile, all we see is just you making horse noises.
I don't necessarily like the way that horse is sounding. It sounds very judgmental.
It is very irritated, I can tell you that right now.
So what am I rolling, Jody?
Let's call it instinct. Sure. We'll go with instinct.
Jody, you're gonna... Apparently, my metal dice loves you. That is a 15 with fear.
You're gonna have to start using this fear pretty soon here.
Oh, I thought you already did. My asking for apples.
No, that was just a reaction to the fear. I have 8 fear now that I need to do something with. All right, so, what was the total again?
15.
15. Okay. So, as you look around, you do see an apple tree not too far away. If you look on the map, building 6 where it says leatherworker, the squiggly lines there, that's a tree. That is, in fact, an apple tree. And you can actually see a few relatively ripe apples just kind of hanging there.
Oh, hold on. I'll go get you some apples. And I start just walking over to the apple tree.
So the rest of you, while this is going on, let's see what the rest of you are doing. The rest of you, as you're kind of walking in, you're like, oh, let's go to the bar, get a drink. Suddenly, your druid friend stops, starts whinnying and neighing at this horse. The conversation doesn't seem to go very well, and then he just goes, okay, and just immediately starts going over to this tree. What would the rest of you like to do?
I know we're very new to each other, but did you ever see him do this before? I don't understand exactly. Was he talking to the horse, or is he part horse? Is he a goblin horse? I need understanding.
I mean, I always heard druids were tree huggers, but I don't know. It's going on there.
Yeah, I never seen that kind of behavior from anyone.
I have seen one of my potions professors actually. He made a slight miscalculation in some of the ingredients in one of his potions, and well, it ended in a similar way. However, it was not pleasant.
Would you say that your professor turned the horse into a goblin, or the goblin turned into the horse, or something completely different?
No, he had some type of an argument with the horse, and he lost. And so then the next semester we actually got taught by the horse.
Oh,
it was very strange. But
was it a lot of the same lecturing that we just saw here? Because it seemed very fucking boring. I have no idea what they're talking about, but I feel like we are at this point. We need to bring our friend back. Actually, where the hell did he go?
Yeah. And as you ask that, Haz, you get to the tree without too much difficulty, and again, like I said, there's probably about 3 or 4 like really ripe looking apples right in pickable distance. What would you like to do?
So Haz will just grab one.
Okay. And as you do that, you're kind of inspecting it for a little bit. You suddenly hear, "Hey!" And you see this kind of rotund-looking gentleman wearing a breastplate and some other kind of mismatched pieces of armor. They have a pretty kind of well-worn spear and a shield that looks like it's supposed to be a buckler, but he's got it actually kind of strapped to his arm so that it is in the place of like a normal round shield, but it's just a little too small. And the armor itself doesn't fit completely right. He has, a helmet that's kind of moving around. He goes, "Hey, what are you doing? Hey, that's stealing. Did you pay for that?"
You have to pay a tree?
That's not your. This is your tree. What, you
People
think just
own
trees?
trees?
Like, people, you just go to people's yards, you steal the trees? If I see you, oh! And he comes over and he just tries to take something off of you. What do you, like, physically, what
no.
are you wearing?
Hey!
Hey, the guy has monkey hearts.
See, you don't like if I just come over and start taking stuff off of you. But you think it's
Mugger!
totally okay.
Mugger!
Show me where the property line is.
Guys, I spent like 3 hours reading this adventure back to back. Not a single bit of this is anywhere in this adventure.
That is a new off the rails record.
Holy shit.
I mean, are you a new DM?
I'm not, and that's the thing. Like, I prepped for so many different things. Never in my life did I think you guys would talk to the freaking horse.
Your fear has no power here.
True.
So I'm gonna burn a fear.
Oh.
On second thought.
Yeah.
I mean, fear. So he goes, no. This is not okay. Now you're sitting here, you're stealing from people. Now you're trying to tell me what I'm supposed to do. No, that's not how it works. You're gonna come with me. You're gonna come down to
Not so fast, Mugger. You have faced justice today.
Attack! And he just starts kind of screaming, and
He's singing bandits.
within a few minutes, you see a few more town guards who are wearing much more well-fitting armor and actually look like they know what they're doing. Kind of come over, and they see him there, and you see him just kind of shake their head a little bit, and they kind of jog over. All right, what's going on here?
I am a Shovlin citizen of the Free Forest around the
You
city,
just lose the
and-
game. Your character has just been smited from heaven. I'm a traveler, actually. Sorry.
And I was just picking this apple, and this guy said that I was stealing, but I don't see any property lines. If there was a clear fence around this tree, that would make it much more clear. You cities are so confusing.
So one of the guys kind of turns and is like, all right, Claude. Excuse me. That is Sergeant Claude to you. Claude. No one cares that you think you're a sergeant. We're all here to just protect the town when bad things happen. And half of the time now, bad things happen because of what you do. But they were stealing, and I was told that we're supposed to... Claude, just shut up.
We were witnessing him trying to mug our friend.
So he comes over and he goes, I don't recognize any of you. Who are you? What you doing here?
Oh, we came here for, adventure. And I was asking the horse about where adventure could be found, and he asked for an apple. So I picked the apple, and I'm going to go back to the horse.
Okay, someone that makes slightly more sense.
In his
What are
defense,
you
he is that they are a druid. We are answering the call to adventure. We were told your little quaint little town village here needed adventurers to help protect you. That is why we are here. You may have heard of me. I am Lacroix.
All right, let's get some ground rules here. Don't go taking people's things. And that includes the fruit and everything on the trees. And he looks at Claude. Don't make us deal with him any more than we really have to. All right? We've been doing fine here for quite a while. We don't need more trouble right now. If you're looking for work, you can go check and see if maybe the cleric over at St. Cuthbert's might have something for you. You can check the Welcome Wench. There's always people there looking for things. Since you've got your little tree hugger friend here, we do have a local druid, tends to do stuff around here, but for the love of everything that is holy, just don't do anything that's going to make me have to actually arrest you. I think this one specifically deserves to be arrested right now because they are definitely trespassing and breaking and entering and felony theft and resisting arrest.
Is that because I'm green? Racist.
How you break and enter into an open field?
Claude, I'm dealing with this. You know what would be really great? I'm pretty sure the Weaver has another problem with the gutters, and if you take your spear and just kind of poke it, it'll empty him out real quick. But I'm here and I'm gonna... Claude, just go fix the gutters. For the love of everything, just go. But I'll be back to make sure there's no other theft going on here. And he waddles off.
I just want to be clear. This whole thing could have been avoided if my friend was either not a tree hugger but a apple hugger, or if we had coin to give you for said apple. I just want to make sure I understand how your city works.
I don't really care anymore. Just don't take the leatherworkers' apples. They're nice people. They make leather goods. We use them a lot. I mean, it's like the tree's right next to the house. Did you really think that nobody owned it?
Well, you own things inside of the building. My friend does make quite a good point, but he is a little chaos goblin. He sometimes makes a mistake here and there. We can't really hold him responsible. Okay.
Enough. Just leave here. And do you still have the apple?
He's not. It's just in his palm.
Give me the apple. Just holds his hand out. I just realized I'm holding my hand out below camera so that you can't see it.
There's a grimace, but he'll roll the apple into the hand.
Okay. All right, get out of here. All right, and try and keep your nose clean. If I have to deal with you guys again, it's not going to be pretty. All right. He goes off, and as he's walking away, he kind of tosses the apple towards the horses.
I want to understand, what did you think was going to happen here? I understand that you didn't believe that the world is everything and it is not owned by anyone. I totally understand that. But what the fuck were you thinking trying to take an apple in a city that we'd never been to before?
Yeah, I know. The tailors before didn't mind that I picked their boysenberries.
Well, they might not have known about that. That doesn't mean that they did not care.
That is true. I was always a hawk.
But, we're going to talk about it eventually too, that you can talk to animals and turn into one. I don't quite understand it.
It's just natural. Like, I was raised by a wolf, so I learned to speak wolf. And if you speak wolf, you learn how to speak prey. And if you know how to speak prey and wolf, you can speak to anything.
Holy mother of ribbit, could we please? I'm going to the winch.
Yeah,
I don't know what you're doing.
Oh, watch your language. That ribbit was rather foul.
Don't tell me how to talk in my language.
Real quick, Haas from Slice of Scott. Haas, for instigating the best possible first encounter, take a reroll token.
Nice.
Yes. Okay.
I'm going to the winch.
yeah, me too.
Okay, so
Alright.
as you get close to the building, the sign displays 3 yellow balls. Let's try that again. How about we go to... Which one is it? 7. There we go. The square wooden sign shows a buxom and smiling girl holding a flagon of beer. This must be the Inn of the Welcome Wench, a place renowned for its good food and excellent drink. Passing merchants make a point of stopping, as do many other sorts of wayfarers, and it is said that the place is always filled with patrons. as you guys walk into the Inn of the Welcome Wench. You are immediately hit with the scent of roasting meats, and you can see a barmaid very tactfully taking care of a semi-full bar, giving out beers and ales and other things. You can see the rest of the room. The Inn of the Welcome Wench is actually a multi-floor establishment. On the main floor here, you can see a little area in the back that has some entertainment, and then there are tables kind of set up everywhere, and then there's stairs in the back that go up to the inn portion of the place. And as you come in, the barmaid that's working the bar instantly goes, "Hi, welcome to the Inn of the Welcome Wench. I'm the Welcome Wench, and you can come in and I'll welcome you."
I'm going to be very honest. That was a very confusing statement. That you could have just said hello.
All right, then. And she just goes back to the other
Bonjour. We are... Oh, okay, she already left. Okay. Awesome. You're just a real people pleaser, huh?
Well, not exactly. I don't please people. I tell them what we're going to do.
That was sarcasm!
Okay, they're going to understand that in the future.
As you guys are...
Merde.
As you guys are kind of conversing with each other, I'm going to burn another fear here.
Oh.
And I'm going to roll a die, because that makes things even more fun for me. It's going to be Esper. Esper, as you're having this conversation, you suddenly feel jostled from behind, and the back of your shoulder, your neck, suddenly gets wet. As you turn around, you can see this patron with a flagon that you assume used to be much more full than it is now. It's kind of staggering back and goes, "What are you doing?"
I'm sorry. Did I look
you
like I needed
made me spill my beer. You owe me. And he points the flagon at you, and more beer kind of gets splashed on you. You owe me another one.
Well, if you would like it, you can lick it right off my chest here, if you'd like.
Are you? And he seems infuriated by this, and he gets really close to you, close enough that you can smell that it's probably been a while since he's cared about his teeth. Either that, or he's been eating exclusively rotten food. And he gets really close. He goes, "Let us find where I come from. You insulted my honor, and now you need to make up for it." But with you being a giant, it's more of, "Now you need to make up for it."
I understand. First of all, we could address your teeth and your breath. It is not exactly what I would call great. I would very much recommend a toothbrush. They might sell it here. I could buy you a toothbrush. Would that help out at all?
So I'm going to burn another fear.
Just gonna keep going down the road.
Yep.
And he's going to make an attack at you.
Oh.
Ooh.
And now you're going to learn something that all my players have already learned many times over. When I roll things, they don't work. So
That's not true. You rolled well at times.
I rolled a 7. Is a 7 higher than your evasion?
It is not higher than my evasion. My evasion is 9.
Really quick. So
Hey.
I'll wait something fishy until you're done. Just say something in chat when you're done redeeming things. So this drunk just brings the flagon back and makes this massive swing at you. But he's so inebriated and his depth perception is so bad that you barely have to like move back. Like you really just kind of rest yourself back onto like your heels as opposed to like stepping back or dodging. And he misses completely. So I'm going to get 2 fear from something fishy, but I'm only going to record one of those because I am going to spend one of those fear immediately. As he misses completely, the momentum takes him far over, and he dumps the remainder of his flagon onto a gentleman that is wearing very well-tailored armor. Like the guards themselves, they had armor that fit. This, you instantly can tell, is armor that was custom made for someone. As he does that, you can see on his side. I want to see. I have a thing. Maybe it's not in this room. Sorry, there's so many other things here. Older modules are hard to read. All right, we're just making it up then. So you look around and you can see next to the table is a massive greatsword that you can see normally would be kind of hitched to his back, but he was eating and seemed to be enjoying his food that is now covered in ale. And you see him wipe it off. He stands up, but as he looks around, he doesn't see the drunk. The drunk, you have no idea where the drunk went. You were kind of fixated on that, and then when you started looking for the drunk, he has evaporated into nothingness. But you are looking directly at him, and you smell strongly of alcohol. So you watch him pick up his greatsword and start slowly turning towards you. And he, well, not being a giant, he's a very, very tall human. So he's probably, like, you're probably only about half a head taller than him. So he looks at you almost in the eye. And he goes, "That was a mistake."
And you'll see Esper, he carries around a pretty lengthy scythe as a weapon. And what he'll do is, as this was happening and he was looking around at where the remainder of the alcohol had flung, he takes the scythe and basically hooks it onto a beam in the tavern, because he was about to deal with whatever this little problem was. And as he looks around, he sees this man approach him. That is not my fault. I was going to take care of... Did you guys make him disappear again? I don't exactly understand where he went.
He grabs at your, like, what are you wearing?
Oh yeah, so Esper doesn't wear anything along the lines of like traditional armor or anything like that. He is very much kind of like a robe, but not all the way crossed over. It exposes his chest to be able to see his amulet that he carries, representing his pantheon or his god or his deity that he follows. But it's just very much an open
so he
tunic
grabs,
almost.
He grabs your blouse, and your flowing blouse that shows off your bosom, and he yanks you down, and you are surprised at the strength that he has. Like, you're used to people kind of using strength to kind of get things that they want, and this human has a lot of it. So he pulls you down to where now he can look down at you. I said that was a mistake. And I think it would be in everyone's best interest if you make up for it.
Interesting. I don't know if you exactly see what I am wearing, but I'm not a man of many means. So if you want me to make up for it...
And the woman behind the bar looks over. This man has just offered to buy me a drink and a new plate of food. Charge it to his tab. And he kind of throws you back and goes back to sitting down.
I'm going to look back at the group. I feel like we could go ahead and get our own drinks at this point. I don't know what the hell it is, but if he wants to pursue it further, we can go ahead and do that. But LaCroix is thirsty. Let's go get ourselves a drink, and whatever
Yeah.
that is, whatever it is. And I'm gonna just start moving to the opposite side of the tavern, away from that gentleman and whatever was happening, and hoping that the rest of my group will follow me, and we'll go find a
Yeah.
table on the other side of the room.
Oh, follow.
Okay.
Yep. I'm following along.
So, as you guys all eventually find a table, you watch as the barmaid actually goes over with a new flagon of ale and a new plate of food and places it down in front of the gentleman that you just made friends with. And she comes over and goes, "Okay then, maybe we'll try this again. Welcome to the end of the welcome wench. I am the welcome wench. What would you like? You've already decided to buy a flagon of beer and a plate of our finest food. Would you like any more?"
I don't believe that is exactly how that went down, but my friends and I would like to buy some more food for ourselves, and some drink. I'm pretty sure all of you wanted at
Yeah.
least something to wash something down. I don't know about my little druid friend over here, though.
Meat. Lack of meat.
All right
go.
then, I'll be right back with your order. And she wanders off.
Do you guys think that that gentleman thinks I'm going to pay for his shit?
I mean,
Oh, yeah,
Well,
definitely.
that's what they said. Then you didn't
Yeah.
say anything to the contrary. So it looks like you're on the hook.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think. Yeah.
Well,
We're just making friends everywhere.
Well, now that you say hook, I should go grab my scythe real quick. You guys stay right here, and I'll be right back. And
No.
Why do I grab it? I don't think you said go anywhere near that table.
well, I mean, I want you to know I'm not very scared. I mean,
I
first of
mean-
all, he's a full 6 inches shorter to me, and look at me, I'm.
Yeah, I just don't think we should be causing any more conflict.
I mean, technically, property is theft and laws are just a socioeconomic threat by the dominant group in any society. But, sound off.
I hate your character so much. I've never had this visceral reaction to a character before. Congratulations. Sovereign citizen anarchist bullshit. Sorry, keep going.
Gavin will look around. Are there like candles at these tables, or
There are I can't think of what it is. I keep thinking of the word candelabra.
braziers?
There are kind of wall sconces in various places. However, the way that this particular inn is set up is they have kind of windows and things like that that let in natural light, and it's bright enough right now that there's not many of the sconces that are lit.
Okay.
Really, just around because at the very center of it, the natural light doesn't get there. So around the bar, there's a few sconces lit, but by the tables, you just have kind of natural light pouring in through the windows.
Okay. I'm going to pull out a little candle then, like a little tea light, and then I've got this little like ceramic. It's like a ceramic ball kind of a thing, like almost like an incense burner that I'm going to pull out and just kind of while nobody's looking, I'm going to open it and a little bit of flame is going to jump out of the ceramic and onto the candle. There's going to be a lit candle.
Okay.
It's my little pet elemental. I'm just going to give it out and let it have a little bit of fresh air.
Gotcha. Okay.
Should we be worried about that in any way, shape, or form? You know what? Actually,
What?
I mean, I
No,
know
it-
you. No, go ahead, start.
She's fine. She's harmless. She just. I feel bad. I've been traveling and haven't been able to, she's been like cramped up like that. She likes to, burn a little here and there. Harmless.
Does she have a name, by chance?
Daisy. It's fine.
Or is it a standard spelling, or is it something exotic?
It's not too exotic. I was working on some spells. It was one of my early spells, and it went a little wrong, as they
Sensing a
sometimes
theme.
do. I, Look, I've spent a lot of time um, studying the books and studying the magical theory. Because if you don't, then things can go very wrong.
Okay. I understand.
My school was maybe not the best school, but we had spirit, and that was important.
Did you have a god that you followed that helped you making your spells?
No, not exactly.
I could give you a god to help you with your crafting of spells. Yes.
I maybe I could be interested in hearing more.
Yeah, that makes sense. You are now part of the old faith. It's as it's written, 100%.
You better be careful. This is how you're gonna get the watchtower.
So confirmed, Gavin went to public school.
It was the community college of magic.
We did order, right? Above table for a second.
Yeah.
We ordered. Okay. Just making sure.
In fact, as you all are kind of discussing this, suddenly Osler comes back, and despite the fact that she's kind of a petite and compact woman, she has 5 plates heaping with food, one of which is entirely roasted meats, and 5 flagons of ale. And no tray or anything. She's balancing them on her arms and her shoulders, and she comes over and with one swift motion, each one is placed in front of everyone.
She's doing that Oktoberfest stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then she places the flagons around. And she goes, well, I hope you enjoy that. And probably in your best interest, maybe not to pick a fight with the strongest man in the bar. And then she just walks away before you can respond.
Absolutely. I would not want to pick a fight with me either. That would be the stupidest thing you could do in the world. I don't understand. She's already gone. Fuck.
But Crocus immediately tongue, and he's just snatch of food, and he's just started eating.
Walk over and try to grab his guy.
Okay.
Every favorite.
Yeah. It's not difficult at all, though. You do realize, like, once you get it, because it's kind of stuck in the wood for a little bit, and as you get it off, it's like, this is a very heavy scythe.
Yeah, and I for I am better one way.
Well, thank you very much. I very much appreciate it. You didn't have to do this, my little pixie friend, but I appreciate it. Thank you.
I forgot you're a pixie. You literally flew up there and then you dropped like 6 feet and like barely caught yourself before you hit the ground. And you just like drag it over.
It's like one of those in the bars where you hear like the chair just.
So anyone that starts eating the food at all, the best word to describe this food is hearty. There's a lot of meat and potatoes, stuff that kind of sticks to your ribs. It's very kind of down home, good cooking, very flavorful, but not a lot of finesse to it. And the ale itself is very cold, very refreshing. So overall, really nice meal. And so
I will. Oh, I was gonna say I will. Esper's gonna see that they're all eating, and depending on where you were going, 2 seconds from here.
Sure.
Esper hasn't eaten any of it yet, and he kind of picks himself up from the table, and brings the plate and the scythe with him. And he's going to walk over to the gentleman that he had a conversation with. And he sees that he's eating, and it's kind of more of his periph, not really directly in front of him. And Esper just utters the words, "Actions incite change, and change is good." And he's just going to slam the food right into the dude's face and try to knock him off of his chair onto the floor.
So
The technology doesn't exist in this world, and we all still hear a record scratch. We're like,
suddenly you hear, yep, that's me. If you're wondering how I... So, I was about to burn a fear to spotlight this character because he's still not particularly fond of you. I no longer have to spend that fear. But in order for you to do this, why don't you make me a strength check?
A strength check. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're going to roll, on your character sheet, if you just want to click on Sis's strength. I will say you have a feature that, let me look for you very quickly here. You have a feature that allows you, I think, once per day from your Orderborn heritage.
Yes.
Allows you to use your a D20 for your hope die instead of a D12.
I think I select the option on, which I do have, and then it shows me a hope and a fear D20 with the 2. So I'm gonna give this a try.
So
And
what I'm going to say, because it's a once per long rest ability, if you use it here, you won't be able to use it again until you guys take a long rest. So you can choose not to use it if you don't want to, or you can choose to use that.
I mean, if I'm gonna die in about 4 seconds anyway, it's probably the best time to use it, you know. So
go for it.
All right, so I rolled. There is no way that was a. Oh boy. Is there a way to see if it did in fact use it as a D20 instead of a D12?
Let me look real quick to see.
if you clicked it, it just rolls a D12 by default.
Hold on a second. I gotta check to see how this works in the giant ancestry. Trying to see if it'll actually tell me. I mean, it's theoretically possible that you rolled a 6 and a D to 20, and I think that's what the toggle is supposed to be.
Okay.
So
Then I rolled a 17 with fear.
okay. So I'm gonna take my fear from that. So, as you come over and you say this thing, he sits there and he hears your voice, and he is just not here for it. And so he turns, and you can see him getting ready to just tell you off, and suddenly, plate full of food. There's enough of an impact from that it actually does launch him out of his chair, and everyone looks at you. Real quick from Slice of Scott, take a hope, Esper. The RP is marvelous.
All right.
So, as he sits there and he checks his nose, he looks at you, and in a move so smooth it looks like a dance, he kicks himself up, grabs his greatsword, and has it coming down on your head before you can even react. He's actually going to roll with advantage against you. All right, so that's going to be a lot.
Oh no.
Well, 19 plus 5, so 24 versus your evasion.
Oh, my evasion.
Hang on 1 second.
Sure.
I'm gonna yell out, "Watch out!" and use reassurance.
Okay. And
Once per rest after an. Oh wait, no, this is an ally. Never mind. I thought I had one where it was something else, but I can't. I don't see that now. So never mind.
it was a good thought.
That was one of them I was looking at too. Was reassured. So
No,
I got
no,
excited.
sorry,
How close-
sorry.
quick.
I
How
found it.
close he is? Wait, go ahead.
Wizard
Keep doing
hope.
yours.
Not this time. Oh, I don't only have 2 hope. Never mind. Sorry, learning new things. I saw things I wanted to try out.
What I will do, just because I do have this, so would you say, how far is he from me, Jody?
He's close.
Okay, never mind. I can't help. You're just getting smacked.
Yeah, he did have to walk a decent distance across to get to him because you guys picked a table far enough away that you shouldn't have had any issues. So yeah, he brings that down. I got to pick out.
It's ironic that Esper just did that with food because he's about to get the taste slapped out of his mouth.
So,
Love that. You said it was a 24 against my evasion of 9?
yeah. Well, again, so the interesting thing about Daggerheart, you guys roll 2d12, which means that the spread of numbers that you can roll is a little bit different than mine. When I roll, I just roll a flat d20. And because that was with advantage, it was a d20 plus a d6. So
I catch you. Okay.
I rolled very high, and he's a very, very strong person. And so you are going to take 20 points of damage as he hits you with his and hits hard. So the way that damage works in Daggerheart is on your character sheet, you should have 2 thresholds that they call a major threshold and a severe threshold. Anything below your major threshold, you will mark 1 hit point of damage. Anything that matches your major threshold and goes up to just below your severe threshold, you will mark 2 points of damage. And anything that matches or exceeds your severe threshold, you will mark 3 points of damage. So, let's start off with what threshold is that? Light, minor, major, or severe?
It is right at meets it beats it severe at 20. So.
Okay. So you have a choice. Actually, as a seraph, you have a couple choices here. One, if you want to, you can mark an armor slot and reduce it by 1 level. So that would change it from severe to major.
Okay.
And as a seraph, if you remember, we talked about this before. At the beginning of the session, you were supposed to roll 2d4. If you haven't,
yes.
go ahead and roll those right now.
Let me. I want to roll 2 of them. You said. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that.
It just
did a custom roll
3
to
plus
give it
2.
to a-
So just mark down somewhere you have a 3 for your first one, and then go ahead and roll 1 more d4 and mark down whatever you get. And a 1 for...
and a 1. Okay, so I have a 3 and a 1.
If you want, one of the things that you can do is use that prayer die to reduce the damage total by 1, which would bring it into your major threshold instead of severe. And then you could also burn an armor slot to bring it down to minor. Or you can not. It's entirely up to you. But those are options that you have. So let's start off. How do you want to deal with that particular instance?
I would like to use my armor to reduce it from severe to major.
Okay.
And then I will. So you were saying the prayer dice, you can spend any number of the prayer dice to aid yourself or an ally within far range. You can use the spend to reduce the incoming damage, add to the roll's results after the roll is made, or gain hope equal to the result. Okay, so I can then reduce the damage by 1. So I would take me from 3 HP to 2 HP by using my armor, and then I can use the 1 dice to bring it from 2 down to 1 HP. Is that my understanding? Okay, then that's what I think we're gonna do then today.
Okay, so make sure you mark off you've used one of your prayer dice, the 1, and mark one of your armor slots. And yeah, you feel this blade connect, and your kind of training instantly kind of kicks in, and you catch the blade, but you're not able to stop it completely. So as you catch it, you boom, and it does cut into your shoulder slightly. but you're able to lift it off and kind of bend it, and you kind of look and you can see yourself bleeding slightly. You can see him furious. There's a little bit of blood coming out of his nose. He's breathing incredibly heavily. And everybody in here has stopped to look at you all. So why don't we... we're going to treat this as combat. So the way that combat works in Daggerheart is there's no turn order, there's no initiative. We do have combat music, though. The way that it works is a character will take the spotlight and then kind of decide what it is that they want to do. And once we get to the point where we feel like a roll is necessary, you will roll. We'll resolve that roll and then figure out what happens next. Anytime you either fail a roll or roll with fear, I get to take actions. So with that being said, all of that has happened. Who would like to take the spotlight first?
As they're enjoying their food, they're just like,
I don't know him.
I do not. That is not with us. We do not know. He's Russian. We do not speak with him.
We do not claim Esper. I mean, we do not claim that stranger we never met before until today.
So, he's going to... The little goblin's going to be like, hey, that's my friend, as he's like halfway through a turkey leg, and he just will raise his claws, and I'm going to try and use... What is that ability? Vicious Entangle on this guy.
Okay. That'll be really interesting in a wood-floored tavern. I believe it still requires a spellcaster roll, right?
Yep.
Go for it then.
So it's against whatever his evasion is. So let's see what happens. 1 and 2. That's going to be a 19 with hope.
wow.
Okay.
Oh, hey, it's possible to roll with friggin' hope.
Right? Only seen the doc.
So yeah, go ahead and take your hope. As you do that, how do you imagine this working from a visual perspective? Do you think the roots, the vines are going to grow out? They're going to come in from outside?
I'm kind of thinking, because it's a magical effect, they kind of grow, like, I bring out the life in the dead wood, and the vines kind of grow out from the wood and wrap around him.
Okay. So when you guys first came in, the doors themselves, it's a set of double-ditted doors, and they're relatively intricately, like, they're big, heavy wooden doors. They've got a little bit of carving in them. The posts that they're hung on are logs. Like, they're just barely treated enough so that you're not going to get splinters or anything from that, but you can still see the logs that were trees before they became part of this building. And you watch as some of the kind of stumps on that suddenly start growing and they kind of wrap around this guy's legs. And he howls in pain because I think there's some spiky bits to that, right?
Yeah, it does 6. I rolled a 6 damage for it.
Okay. So he goes, ah! And he looks down, and now his legs are wrapped in these thorny vines. And he looks...
He pulled a weapon first! This is self-defense!
So he looks even more furious, and he looks over at a table nearby that seems to be some of his friends that all stand up. One of them has a massive maul that he kind of picks up. Another one just has a pair of daggers, and the third one just grabs his crossbow and readies himself. And I'm going to burn a fear to have the crossbow one go and just aim at the little goblin that just animated the door, and he's going to shoot off a shot.
Would there be an opportunity, like, how do like reactions in the world of like, because I'm from D&D and whatever, is there anything in terms of a reaction noticing that they get up to pick up the crossbow to aim at my little friend?
So the way that all of this stuff works is when I spend fear, I use that to spotlight one of the enemies. They get to do their action, and then you guys can kind of react to that. And so that's kind of how the story flows. So if you want to react to what they're doing, you can. But because I'm spending fear to do this, it's happening faster than you can interrupt it. So
I can interrupt. Okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering from a forceful push type of thing, but okay, we're good. The fear spotlighting.
When I spend fear, it's effectively their turn. So,
okay. Sounds good.
However, I rolled a 9.
That misses.
Misses. So yeah, you see this, and it sticks in it sticks into the wall next to you. And we return spotlight to you guys. Who would like to take the spotlight next?
If allowed, I would like to use my ability Forceful Push.
Okay.
Where I could make an attack with my primary weapon against the gentleman that's in front of me, with food on his face and all. And if it's success, I get to knock him back to a close range. And I'd like to knock him back into his group of buddies, specifically more aimed at the man with the crossbow to jostle him off of his next attack, essentially, if possible.
Because that is going to be somewhat difficult compared to just knocking him back, I'm going to have you roll with disadvantage.
Roll with disadvantage. Okay, so I think
when you make the just make an attack roll by clicking on your halberd, and I think it should, there when you click on it, there should be a thing that says -disadv.
Yep.
Just click on that.
I did find out about. Okay, we'll come back to that later.
Okay.
The D20 didn't roll before.
Okay.
I figured it out because I got to click it, but don't worry about it. We'll figure it out next time.
Yeah, we'll just say that ability hasn't been spent yet, so you can use it.
Okay.
You can use it later on.
Rock and roll. All right, so this is at disadvantage and hope, fear. I got to do the ability. Hope, fear, disadvantage, roll. That is a 10 with hope.
Okay. So 10 is not quite enough, but go ahead and mark a hope on your character sheet. Because every time you roll with hope, you get to record that. So as you attempt to hit him with his with your scythe, he immediately brings his sword up and kind of traps your scythe. And because you failed, I get to spotlight an enemy, and he is going to just kind of go with this. He's going to try and bring his sword around and grapple you and trap your weapon as he attacks you. So he's going to go ahead and that's 13 versus your evasion?
Nope, 9.
9, cool. All right, so he's going to do... Math is hard. 16 points of damage, and you are going to have the restrained condition, which basically just means that you can't move, and he can't move, and you're both very close.
I will go ahead and I will take that 2 damage or 2 HP then. So.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and burn another fear to activate the maul guy, and he is going to rush over to the druid that is currently ensnaring his friend, and he's just going to try and slam this maul down on you. And that's a nat 1, so you could ignore that. By the way,
victory!
If you ever roll doubles on your duality dice, that's the 2d12s, they call them duality dice, that's a crit. So that counts as rolling with hope. and you get extra cool
I'm
stuff.
gonna.
Well, except
I'm gonna
if
ask,
you
are
roll
any-
double ones.
Yeah.
Are any of you doing anything in this bar fight, or are you just sitting and watching?
I'm getting up. I haven't had a chance to do anything yet. You people look.
Okay.
Well, as this happens, he misses you, and he hits the table, sending all of your food flying across the room.
Can I reach out to grab the candle?
Why don't you make me an agility reaction roll?
This is your turn.
What's his reaction?
This is a reaction, so this doesn't count as spotlighting
Okay.
or anything, but
I got 10.
10. 10's good enough.
10 with hope. 10 with hope.
Yeah, was that with hope or with fear?
With hope.
With hope. So
Yeah.
mark a hope, because you get hope.
So
Yeah.
I go
Anytime
up
you
one.
roll, you are either going to generate hope or fear.
okay.
You cannot roll without generating one of those two things. So
Okay.
even in a reaction roll, you still get to generate hope. And so I'm going to give you a choice then, because you succeeded with hope. Either you can be fast enough to catch your elemental, or you can be just slow enough that you miss it, and the elemental is able to effectively become an ally for a little bit and start doing some stuff. Like, he's not going to be hurt or anything, but he's going to be on the opposite
Right.
side of the room, right next to a lot of flammable alcohol. So the
Yes,
choice
please.
is yours. Okay. So you watch him kind of go there, and you're like, oh, no, no. And then you watch as he just kind of sits there, and around him everywhere, half flagons of beers. There's also some stronger spirits there as well, including one that is 100%. Like you're gonna almost guarantee it's moonshine.
At
No,
this
he
point,
didn't give us the option of arson. He gave Vala's player the option of arson.
So now you can see, like, despite the fact that your little minor flame elemental doesn't have eyes, you can see its eyes glowing, and it just kind of looks at you for permission.
I nod.
So I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you. What would you like your
I would like to
elemental
remind
do?
you all he's got 5 fear and you're giving him gifts.
What would you like your elemental to do?
So you know that scene at the beginning of the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 with Baby Groot? This elemental is just walking around and dancing in the liquor, setting it on fire.
Doom, 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 doom. Sun is shining in the sky, and a rain in the sky. So, I don't know what I want to do for this. Why don't you make me a spellcasting roll? Now, do you want him? Do you want any kind of direction to it, or do you just want kind of random arson? For lack of a better term.
I think random arson.
Okay, cool. Then, yeah, go ahead and make me a spellcasting roll.
Okay. That is 20 with hope.
So go ahead
Hey,
and mark
let's
a
go.
hope. The bar itself, you start watching kind of flames going around. The patrons at the bar kind of watch the flames go up and they're like, "Ugh, ugh," and they start trying to put it out. And then your the fire elemental kind of jumps over them and kind of like and it goes up to there's now a barman back there that seems to be desperately trying to do things. He sees the moonshine and just and he just kind of goes over there, and the moonshine just starts this jet of flames going up. It doesn't explode the bottle, but however this bottle was made has allowed for airflow perfect enough to create a little flamethrower shooting flames straight up. And,
Holy merit, he invented the flaming bow.
and as he does that, he just looks back at you and goes, "Ha!" Who would like to take the spotlight next?
I'm going next because this is just getting just.
Yeah.
That was a reaction. That was a holy crap. I'm gonna go up to the guy who's attacking the Haas, and I'm going to the guy with the maul. I'm just gonna go, bring it, Robin Sparkles, and I'm gonna just go after him, and I'm gonna swing.
Let's go to the mall. Smash today.
So I'm gonna roll. I'm gonna straight up attack. There you go. Come on. That son of a bastard. It's a 13 with fear.
Well, 13's enough to succeed. So go ahead and roll your damage. I will
Okay,
collect
but
your
I have
fear.
my own feature since I have my feature is let's see if I can go over there. I have Call of the Brave, so even when I fail with a roll with fear, I gain a hope.
Go for it. All right, so mark your hope. I still get my fear, and roll your damage.
I still get my hope. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I fail with fear, or did I still hit?
You succeed with fear.
Oh, then I didn't get a fear then. I didn't get a hope then.
Okay, no, you succeed with fear.
Yeah. Okay. Then since there's sheets all over the place. Okay, go away. And it's 4 damage.
Okay, so you go over and what weapon do you use again?
Using a sword.
Okay. Oh yeah, 'cause you're sword and board. So you kind of stand up.
Short sword.
And you bring the sword down, and you're able to carve like a decent chunk out of him. He kind of goes back to like, oh! I'm actually going to burn 2. Oh, actually, no. Before I do that.
If I could ask, is there anyone else anyone else very close with him?
Not any enemies. The 2 other enemies are over by
Okay.
over by Toast or Esper. He's the only one that's come over to you guys. Real quick, before I do the next thing that's about to happen here. Kimmy, I'm going to go ahead and spotlight you. As all of this is happening, what is Kimmy doing?
Alright, as the ball hit the table, so I went 5 with start flying.
Okay.
And then, I see the guy grappling, also, it out. Now, one thing I didn't quite get, for my spell, it says, at the beginning of a session, play a number of tokens equal to your spell cast rate, so would that be plus, would that be 2 tokens?
I believe so, because your spellcast is instinct, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would put 2 tokens on that card. Is that the what ability is that again?
Unleash chaos.
Of course, we have Unleash Chaos. That makes perfect sense. So yeah, you would have 2 tokens at the start of this session.
So then I would make my spell cast roll.
Okay. And are you aiming for the dude that's grappling Esper, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead and make your spellcast roll.
Oh, that's a crit.
It's a crit.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah. So the way that a crit works, it counts as a success with hope. And you can, I believe it's clear a stress, or is it clear a hit point? Hold, please.
It's either or.
Yeah, either
It's either or, I believe.
Let me, I've got the book right here.
Page 90.
Critical success. Counts with roll with hope. You also clear stress, so it's just clear stress. Has nothing to do with hit points. And you add extra damage. So.
Number D has equal to hit you. But I'm assuming I'm only spending one token.
So the way that crits work, if I remember correctly, you get the maximum amount on the die, and then you roll another die on top of that.
Oh.
So
it starts at 10 plus whatever you roll.
Yeah.
And will there be another D10?
Yeah, so you have 10, and then roll a D10 and add that to it.
So, and 20.
All right.
And then roll another 10.
All right. So, how do you envision this happening? Are you shooting like a bolt? Or are you actually like twisting reality around them? How do you envision this?
Let's see, I am envisioning that almost like Madden Missile was D&D, right?
Okay.
Be above and like, well, as a you have a mental with so like a really strong cut of red.
Okay, cool. So you guys watch as all this kind of nonsense is going on, and the guy with the maul comes and smacks the table, goes flying. Kimmy rises up, her tiny fairy form rising up, and you see her face just get bright red to the point where she's kind of glowing as she raised there, and she kind of points her hand at the guy that is now grappling with Esper. And she starts speaking these words that none of you can understand, and suddenly this kind of machine gun of raw magical energy that seems to be switching between like fire and electricity and ice and things just starts shooting out of her, and you see this, and it goes and just pelts him completely, going all the way up his arm, into his cheek, down his side, and at the end, like everything has stopped. The little fire elemental on the bar is just kind of looking at you going, wow. Everybody else is just like, what the hell? And now I'm going to burn 2 fear.
Uh-oh.
So that was clarification really quick. That was only one token that
Yes.
I spent. Okay.
So you still got 1 more.
Alright.
So suddenly everything stops as you guys hear this kind of booming voice go, "What the hell is going on?" And all the fires instantly put out. And the welcome wench, as she keeps introducing herself, has come out. And you can see not a smoldering, not like an explosion of rage or anything like that, but you can see this cold anger, this cold fury in her eyes as she looks around. "What in the hell are you doing to my tavern?"
This absolute lunatic
"I
pulled
do
out...
not want to hear from you. When I want an answer, I will beat it out of you." This is the inn of the welcoming wench. We are very welcoming, and you have worn out your welcome. You, and she goes over. Clive, I've told you time and time again, get your head out of your arse and stop taking things so personally. And you, she turns to the five of you, you have left the worst impression I could ever think of leaving as a first impression. Your first impression is going to be your last impression. All of you, leave my inn, leave my town. I never want to see any of you stupid fucking ever again. Guards! And as if she summoned them with magic, a retinue of 12 guards comes in. Take these fives and kick them the feck out of my town. And these ones, and she points to the guys that instigated the fight, let's be honest.
Yeah.
After the plate of food, she goes, put them in the stocks, bury them in horse manure. I don't care what, but I don't want to see them for a week. And you can see these guards look really tough, and they are terrified of her. And you immediately hear them go, of course, Ostagar. And they instantly kind of come up to you guys without, it's not even a, hey, you need to come with us. It's just kind of accepted. This is what's happening. She has just told you what's going to happen, and now it's going to happen. They don't cuff you or anything. They all just kind of come over. They either grab you by an arm or put a hand on your shoulder and just start leading you out. Very kind of matter-of-factly, this is how it works.
Do I see Daisy?
Remind me who Daisy is.
The elemental?
Yeah. Daisy is just kind of looking at everything and very kind of meekly kind of climbs down the bar and just walks over to you.
Okay. Picks them up, puts them in the thing. Ow, ow, ow.
I just want to make sure you don't want us to pay for our tab before we leave. Okay, bye.
I will remember. I will try to apologize to her and bacon.
As you're attempting to do that, the guards just kind of look at you and just give you this look of no. One of them kind of shakes his head, just no. Oh, no.
LaCroix goes, hands up, goes. It's like, you know what? Okay, fair. I'm gonna go, just like going, like, you know. It's like we're slowly being de-escalated. It's like I was like, he's got a sword out, he's ready to stab this dude with the maul, and he's standing over Haas. We're like, okay, you know, that's fair. Hey, you know what? Wonderful dining experience. Like his tongue snatches up a drumstick. Would come again, 3 stars, and just like and walks out.
So as you guys are led to the edge of town, they do eventually kind of search you, and they all of you should have one. I think it's a pouch of gold is how they measure it in this, as part of character creation. That's all gone. That's taken to pay for the damage, and you.
Hey, that's death.
And you were informed. It's like, yeah, you've been banned from the village. If you come back, we'll have to arrest you. And if Ostler ever sees you again, we'll probably have to arrest her for murder. So just don't come back.
1 out of 5 stars. The goblin community is rather large. You'll hear about this. You'll expect to hear from my lawyer in about a week's time.
Just go. Please go.
Damn soft skins. And just walks away.
I just want to be clear. We were here for work, and now you're kicking us out. Can't we buy ourselves back in?
No, this is a loser town.
No.
Let's just leave.
No.
So Haas is threatening to like roast them on with Grimace Tome.
So, again, I read every single description. I looked at every single map of this entire village. You guys stole an apple and then lit it in on fire.
Well, technically didn't light the whole thing on fire, only a portion. And technically speaking, we were feeding the hungry. So, you know.
To be
So,
fair, it got lightly scorched. It didn't have enough time to really burn.
really quick, since we have a slight break in the action, thank you so much for the raid.
Yes.
For raiders that are still here, the lollygaggers. Really wonderful to see you and your entire community. I do this weird thing where with my channel points, you can actually interact with the game. If you look at the channel point redemptions, you can actually give people things like you can repair their armor, you can give them hope, or if you really want to be fun, you can give me fear. And I could use that to torment them. So please enjoy the nonsense that is about to happen. I'm actually running the Village of Hommlet original Dungeons and Dragons adventure, and they have just skipped an entire portion of it and cut themselves off from the town they're normally supposed to go back and rest at. So
We're running the town of Hommlet, just not in Hommlet.
Yeah.
Just- Want to remind you, you burned a bunch of your fear to activate a bar fight.
So who really won? I
And we
mean, who really
responded.
won? Eric?
it's exactly what it's supposed to be. I think this would beautifully. So real
You know what?
quick.
We're gonna start
some-
up a city right next to them. We're gonna call it Hamlet. There we go. That's-
Yeah, it's gonna have beer and hookers. Really quick, thank you, Something Fishy, for the 2 fear that you have given me.
Oh,
And Kimmy takes some hope from Something Fishy.
Oh, thank you.
So, as you guys are encouraged to leave, you eventually kind of start walking and realize you need to find somewhere to go. And as you kind of explore further down, I need to get to the right place. Where are you?
Honestly, I should be more upset how you managed to screw that one over for us. But honestly, I'm just impressed.
But I just wanted the man to eat some food. He demanded some food. I thought I was being very
Hey,
kind. to him.
look, in there, totally on your side. Out here, you lethally assaulted a man with a value meal,
Mm.
and you
Listen,
caved in his septum.
no, he was fine. You see, that guy was a dick. That
Oh
was
yeah,
petty assault. He aggravated it to deadly assault. So fuck him.
Real
I was
quick,
just trying to give him a happy meal. That's all I was trying to do.
from Slice of Scott, LeCroc, take a hope, and
Yeah.
Gavin, take a hope.
ooh, thank you.
So, as you guys are wandering around, you can see in the distance there seems to be something there. It may be kind of a large building, maybe a small keeper, something like that. And as you get closer, we are going to transition to another map.
Hey. Oh.
More civilization. Great.
So,
Now- Before we enter this place, does anybody have any? Has anyone taken damage? Has anybody lost hit points?
Esper.
yeah, Esper's the one that got his ass kicked.
Hey, Esper. Why don't you come here? Sit down here for a second. I have a lot of experience taking some punches, so I know a little bit of healing.
Oh, you've taken a punch or two in your time.
I've taken several punches and
Be honest, you got
swirlies.
shoved in a locker.
I was gonna say it seems like you're shoved in locker quite often at this point.
Yes, yeah. You learn how to tuck in pretty easily, but I think I can maybe help.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, once again, my God would be able to protect me. Nothing would ever bad come of me. But if you wish to use my God's power to heal me, I would very much appreciate it. Yes.
Sure, and I will spend 2 hope to use mending touch
Okay.
Lay hands upon a creature and channel healing magic to close their wounds. You can take a few minutes to focus on the target you're helping, and you spend 2 hope to clear hit points or stress on them.
Okay. And how many hit points or stress does it say?
Um,
So you're Gavin, right?
I believe it is a hit point or a stress, unless I do it during a long rest where I can spend some time and actually clear 2 if I spend some time learning about them or revealing something about myself. So
Okay. Oh yeah. So mending touch.
oh wait,
Oh yeah. No. Because Toast and I, because you guys share a domain.
Yes. I
So
think
yeah,
Splendor.
Yeah. So it's clear a hit point or a stress. So you can clear a hit point. I'm assuming is what you want to do. Right, so yeah. Go ahead and use or clear a hit point, Esper.
Okay.
As you guys get closer to whatever this is, I have box text. A scrub of thorns, thistles, weeds, and shrubs grows thickly along the edge of the track which leads to the ruins. Even the track is mostly overgrown and cluttered with fallen branches and trees. Here and there it is washed out, in other places a mire. Some game evidently still follows the pathway. However, for after a mile or so, faint traces can be seen. But even considering this, going is slow, and it takes over an hour to reach the place on horseback or 2 to trudge along on foot. Considerable hacking and clearing is necessary to make the way passable, so double the time required for this first trip. This is not the box text that I'm used to reading, but it's still box text. Alright. Sing Bingham Boggy. Tall marsh plants grow thickly where cattails and tamaracks do not. Off to the left can be seen the jagged silhouette of the moat house. A side path, banked high to cross over the wetland to either side, just north of the entrance of the ruin. The tracks here only about 15 feet wide or so, with crumbling embankments making travel near the edge dangerous. The bogs stink. The vegetation appears dense and prolific, but somehow sickly and unhealthy. Creepers and vines throwing their strangling loops over the skeletons of dead saplings and living bushes alike. The rushes and cattails rustle and bend even to a slight zephyr, and weird bird calls, croaking, and other unwholesome sounds come faintly across the fen. So you guys have discovered what seems to be an old moat house. And with the amount of kind of growth into the things like that, especially with the history of what happened here, there's always a chance that there might be wealth and other valuables left behind by whomever the previous occupants are. And seeing as it doesn't seem to be that you're going to get hired by anyone anytime soon, there's a good chance that you'll be able to get some wealth here that you'll be able at the next town possibly be able to use.
Guys, what we're going to do, I'm going to use my talents to build a farm. We're going to clear this place out. We're going to renovate it up. We're going to open our own inn, better than her inn.
Dude, can this inn have blackjacks and hookers?
If that's what you want, there's no laws around here, man. There's no one here to enforce those threats. We are the dominant party.
I feel this is a long-term plan, but we need something in the interim to make some scratch. They took all of our gold at this point, and
Oh yeah, no. Let's see if anyone left some stuff here. I mean, there was that big war, right?
there was, yeah. Although with the vegetation and the given atmosphere, and no offense to you, Lecroc, but this seems like your type of area. Is this where you're from?
You don't know me.
I do not know you. No.
Also fair.
Let's check it out. I mean, the Modi's already down.
Yeah.
No, it's
The drawbridge, I mean.
it seems a little inviting almost.
a nice quaint place that we could stay, considering the last time that we just went through burnt to shit.
Worst case scenario, maybe we can get the property and we can flip it.
Seems like a 10-year plan.
So, to make things slightly easier on me, in the journal, if you click on the name of your character, not the picture, but the name, and you drag it, you can actually put a token on the map, so I can kind of see where you guys are. If you'd be kind enough to put your tokens right over here in the lower right-hand part of the map, that's where you guys are going to be starting.
Oh, boy.
So way down here.
Yeah. Where did I go?
Oh, okay. Oop. Sorry.
Honestly, with his big cloak, it distracts for Haas. I'll keep it.
Okay. Fun fact for anyone using Roll20 to run Daggerheart. If you import your characters from Demiplane, whatever your portrait that you choose when you're building your character, it will turn into a token for you. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah. Ignore the mask. It's not.
That being said, what would you guys like to do? You can head up to the moat house. You can look around. There is an actual moat around the moat house if you want to explore that, or you can just directly go up to the front gate.
Esper's gonna look down at his medallion and kind of feel it tugging a little bit off of his body, off of his neck, and in the direction of this path. I think we want to stick to the road at this point. I'm not very good with the whole swimming thing, and it looks like it's a nice bridge and it will hold up even for a big guy like me. So I feel like we should just keep going at this point.
Just to ask, since we are eyeing this ruins, do we notice any activity of the ruins, or is it just like you see any lights going around or movement or?
Go ahead and fight him for.
As mentioned in the description, there is a decent amount of movement just happening around. Again, the rushes and the cattails seem to kind of almost overreact anytime there is any sort of wind or anything like that. So if you're specifically looking for movement or anything like that, you're going to see it kind of everywhere.
Well, moving in regards to activity, people.
Yeah, getting to that. Actually looking up at the keep itself, the walls are very, very tall, almost 30 feet high. And so even this area here where the wall is crumbled, it's high enough up that you can't really see inside it. The only place you can really see is where the drawbridge goes, and there is a gate there. And as far as you can tell from this far away, you don't see any signs. Like, there's no smoke coming up from anywhere within the keep that would indicate like a cooking fire or something. There's no lights or anything anywhere that you can see, but it is a relatively decent sized building. So without like completely circumnavigating it, you can't be 100% sure that there's nothing there.
So we begin. And don't worry, I have my sight. We will clear all the vegetation. If it's overlapped the road a little bit, I'll just clear it. And, I'll make sure that the little ones can get across, no problem.
I don't really need a road, and I don't find.
Okay.
That is a neat trick.
So, as you are heading in, I need to open up this one, and then we go to this one, and then there's just too much stuff for me to look at. Give me Demiplane, give me a way to import adversaries. It's a lot easier that way. Right now I have to look at different things. There's so much to look at. All right. What am I?
While giving you a
Another
second,
one.
I will say that whole encounter, by the way, was not my fault. Okay, that was Demi playing, not letting me do my D20 instead of a D12 for my home. That's what that all came down to. So you know what?
Absolutely,
I
definitely.
will not take any of that responsibility whatsoever at this point. So
All right, so I am going to go ahead and burn a fear. Kimmy, as you fly over and start kind of checking out the castle, as you get to around here, you suddenly feel strange, and there is this sound of whoosh, and suddenly something is flying towards you very, very quickly. And that's going to be, what is it? 26 versus your evasion.
How close is Kimmy?
I would say, since Kimmy said that she was going to scout ahead, I would say somewhere between close and far.
Oh, okay. Then I can't do anything.
Okay. So, yeah, I get to
Well,
burn.
my invaded hand, so
So we're going to burn another fear. And as you're going, you suddenly feel something very sticky attached to your back, and you're suddenly yanked down into a maw of a giant frog.
Robert.
I mean,
Say it, they fucking dare you.
Friends of yours?
you take
Oh, bitch, you said it!
7 points of physical damage, and you are restrained as this giant frog is trying to eat you. The rest of you can see coming out of this pool here, a grand total of 4 giant frogs come out and have decided that you guys look like amazingly tasty snacks.
I would like to immediately hide behind Lecroc.
Okay. So, we have entered into combat again. Who would like to take... yeah, 7.
I think you can use an armor to reduce.
Yeah, like it's your thresholds.
So again, how damage works is I will tell you damage, and then you look at your thresholds to see how many hit points you mark. So for you specifically, if we look at your character sheet, you're not wearing any armor. Did you intend to wear armor? So
You
real
have
quick,
to activate your armor and your equipment.
if you go
Oh, you have to equip it.
All right, everyone stop talking.
Oh, thank.
If you go to your equipment screen,
Yeah.
and you find your armor, which for yours is Gambison, go ahead and click on the square next to it, and that will activate it so that it shows up on your character sheet. And Gambison will actually also change your evasion as well.
Yeah.
So now when we look, your evasion's now 11, which still doesn't beat 26, but so your minor damage threshold is, or your major damage threshold is 6, and your severe is 12. So because you just took 7 points of damage, that's in your major damage threshold. So you would mark 2 hit points. Now, that armor, your Gambison has 3 armor slots. So if you wanted to burn one of those, you could reduce that from 2 hit points down to 1 hit point. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It always do that.
Okay. So go ahead and mark 1 armor, and then also mark a hit point. Yeah, I am.
Question: Is it only? Can we spend more than 1 armor, or
You can only ever spend 1 armor per
Okay.
hit, unless you have an ability or something that lets you do more. But you can't spend more than 1 armor on a single hit. Yep, Toast.
And with the armor, you can use the armor to remove it from minor damage to no damage, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
It always reduces it by one the threshold. So if you take minor damage and you just don't want to mark a hit point, mark an armor and you take no damage.
No damage. Rock and roll. Sounds good.
Cool.
Alright.
So with all of that, you guys have the spotlight. Who would like to take the spotlight? Would we like to start with Kimmy, seeing as she's currently being nommed on, or does someone else want to react first? I'll say you guys are all. I need to remember to set the scene. You guys are all within far distance of the frogs, except for Kimmy, who's in melee distance of the frogs.
Well, if that's the case, LaCroix, actually, I will use once per rest. I have depth maneuvers. I will mark a stress, and I can sprint anywhere within far range without making an agility roll to get there.
Cool. I'm fast as fuck, boy.
So, because you brought that up, in combat, you can move up to a close range without having to make any rolls or anything like that. You can basically do that as part of another action. Anything beyond close range, you need to make an agility roll for, and then you can do something, unless you use an ability like what he did. So now you can literally just run up to them and steal your spotlight. What do you want to do?
So if I get there and the movement ends within melee, I can still make an attack roll.
Sure.
If you end this movement within melee range of an adversary and immediately make an attack roll against them, I gain a +1 bonus to my attack roll. Let's make sure to mark that.
Let's go.
So I get to roll an attack on them. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be the one that's opposite. That's got on Kimmy.
Okay, and then real quick, I just need to write down stuff because I forgot to write down what these guys have.
Okay, that's 13 with fear.
So we hate hope, right? We're just our team.
Apparently.
No hope. No hope.
I actually have an ability to where if I fail, I can still get a hope, but but I haven't even gotten that.
The difficulty for these frogs is only 10, so you succeed with fear. So go ahead and make your damage roll. I am going to take my fear.
Is the fear that you came up and you in the last second you realize you're attacking one of your own kind at that point? You're like, oh god damn it! Oh good heavens!
And it's 3 damage.
Ooh, respectable roll. That a D8? Your short sword?
Yeah, my short sword's a D8. Oh, it's a D8 +2.
+2, gotcha. Okay.
All right.
Oh, so you rolled a 1. Oh no, never mind.
Yeah, unfortunately. And that's my bonus help me.
All right. So you guys watch as to put a little flavor in this, and because you are a ribbit, you guys watch as you see Kimmy just get dragged down by this giant toad. And quicker than your eyes can really catch, you see this kind of flash of movement. LaCroix kind of goes down and leaps forward using his natural jumping ability as a frog. And as he goes forward, he plunges his sword into the one that has attacked that. The sword kind of gets deflected off of the kind of thick hide of the creature, but it still does a little bit of damage. Immediately, the one...
a question. Is there one right... They're all clumped up together?
Yeah, they're all within very close range of each other.
Okay, then I will use one of my hope, because I also have Whirlwind.
Okay.
When you make a successful attack against a target within very close range, you can spend a hope and use the attack against all other targets within very close range.
Okay, then yeah, you just did 3 damage
3
to all of them, which translates to 1 hit point each. So yeah, you guys watch, and As the croak runs forward, he goes and he hits one of them and he kind of barely nicks it, and then he immediately just spins in the air, and you watch as he slashes all 4 of these to the toads. It kind of go, and now they're all looking at him. One of them is just going to come around and try and chomp on him with his very kind of strong. Toads don't have teeth, but they do have kind of like grips on the edge of their mouth, if I remember correctly. So he's going to try and just nom on you for a little bit. That is an 18 versus your evasion.
Yep, my evasion is a 12, so yeah.
All right, so you're going to take 5 points of damage.
I am going to use an armor, and I'm going to make that no damage.
Okay, so this creature comes over and it tries to chomp down on you, and you kind of bring your shield up, and it latches onto the shield as you're trying to do that. Another one tries to get you with its tongue, and it's going to try and rip you away from the other one and try eating you. And that's going to be a 21 versus your evasion.
Yeah, Jody. Yeah, 21.
So that is 8 physical damage, and I burn another fear.
Ooh, I'm gonna use another armor slot. I'm gonna knock that down so I only take 1 HP.
Okay. And you are now restrained as well, as it is now slowly trying to ingest you. Spotlight returns to you guys. What would you all like to do?
Merit!
I could have wanted to try to escape
Okay.
for one thing.
So specifically, I'm gonna remove the GM screen for a moment, and I'm just going to read what is specifically written here. On a success, spend a fear to pull them into melee range, deal 1d6 plus 2 physical damage, and restrain them until the creature takes severe damage. So what I'm going to say is, if you want to break out of this restraint, it has got you in such a grip that you think you're going to have to cut your way out of this. You don't think you're going to be able to like wriggle out of it. Just because it specifically states it needs to take severe damage for you to break out of it. Unless you have a really creative way that you think that you can get out of this toad that is eating you.
Can I try to drop it with a minor illusion?
Interesting.
And I'll try to create another fairy baby.
Okay. I'm going to say, because it already has something to eat, this is going to be hard. So I'm going to have you roll with disadvantage for it, and I'm going to increase the difficulty a little bit to a, let's call it a 13 difficulty for this.
So roll disadvantage.
Make a spellcasting roll is I think what you do for it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So spellcasting with disadvantage.
And I gotta. Let's see. How do I read it? I gotta 12, 3, 4.
So you add them together to find out what it is, and then you just figure out whether your hope die is higher or your fear die is higher.
Hope is higher.
Okay, so you rolled with hope, and then what's the total? So you take you add them together, then you subtract the d6 from whatever you rolled. So that's. I guess I should explain this. So the way that advantage disadvantage works in Daggerheart is it's all based on a d6. If you have advantage, you roll your duality dice and then add a d6 to it. With disadvantage, you roll your duality dice and you subtract a d6 from it.
Alright, roll the 10 then.
10. So, not quite enough, but you
But
did.
can I use my reroll to hit the shot?
Absolutely, if that's what you'd like to do. The way I'm going to treat reroll tokens in this is you can choose to reroll both duality dice or your d6 if you want to, or you can reroll the whole thing again. You can't reroll individual dice. Does that make sense?
So reroll the whole thing again?
Yep.
Alright.
And if you want to use your character sheet, in the lower left-hand corner, there's just those two dice. If you click on that, it'll say duality, and then click on that again, and you can add disadvantage to it, and then click roll if you don't want to have to roll it like with physical dice or something.
I rolled a double 4.
Well, that's
That's
crit.
Oh,
So
There
no
we
matter
go,
what
there you
your
go.
disadvantage is, you automatically succeed. So
Alright.
let's go. Let's go.
go ahead and clear a stress if you have any stress marked. So as you sit there and you are slowly being ingested into this toad, you suddenly have this brilliant idea. You kind of reach your hand out, and suddenly this kind of very juicy looking, voluptuous fairy just kind of starts flying by, looking just incredibly delicious, and you most definitely, you're just sitting there going, what do toads like? And so you just come up with what you think is the embodiment of, Flavor Town for toads, complete with frosted tips. And you suddenly feel the pain of this creature kind of biting down on you and trying to get you into its stomach just release, and you fall to the floor, and you suddenly watch as this tongue goes out and attaches to nothing because the illusion has no physical form. But it sits there for a little while, it just keeps shooting its tongue out, and keeps getting more frustrated that it keeps missing. So it's distracted for a bit. Who wants the spotlight now?
So,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
oh, well, I'm gonna be quick because I'm just gonna be like, no, don't eat her, and you see him just kind of grit his teeth as he's going to become a wolf, and I'm going to spend 3 hope to evolve my wolf so that I get +1 more strength.
Okay. So you guys watch as this little goblin goes, no, don't eat her! And suddenly you watch it goes, and suddenly turns into this wolf and starts rushing forward. Now I will say, you're still a far distance away, unless your
Yes.
wolf form has something that makes you faster.
No, I'm going to run far, and I get advantage on sprint because of the wolf form.
Go for it.
Wow,
All right.
that's
Go ahead
awesome.
and make me an agility check. With advantage.
Question for above table: Do you get like wolf stat blocks? Then do your stats change as a wolf or no?
No, you get bonuses. Like the standard wolf bonus is +2 strength, +1 evasion.
Okay.
Because of my evolution, I made it +3 strength.
Okay, I see. Okay, cool.
So
That's
you
good
get
to know.
bonuses.
Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty sick.
The
Yeah.
druid forms in Daggerheart are really, in my humble opinion, are balanced significantly better than the D&D druid, where you're just using the stat block of a monster. This specifically is, no, we're going to improve certain things, and most of them will have features that kind of change how you interact with the world. Like, if I remember correctly, doesn't the wolf form have some form of like pack tactics or something similar to that?
So I essentially if I attack and then an ally acts immediately after me and they also attack, they no, if I attack an enemy that an ally immediately attacked before me, I get to add a D8 to my damage roll.
Okay, so yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, they're really cool. I really like how the druid forms or the animal forms work in Daggerheart. So what do we got for our agility?
That is going to be a 17 with hope.
Yeah, definitely. Take your hope. You're able to make it over there without too much difficulty. If you'd like to keep the spotlight, you can go ahead and do something else. Otherwise, if you want to encourage someone else to take the spotlight, maybe so that they can attack and then you can attack after them, that's a thing as well.
Yeah, I'll because he looked like he was acting, I will kind of be the distraction for our wizard.
Okay. So I think we're going to shift over to Gavin.
Gavin cannot get into melee range in one turn, can he?
Not unless you want to roll a. If you make an agility check, you can go a far distance.
How badly could that go?
Well, if you roll with fear,
You can
I
eat
get
shit.
If you fail or you roll with fear, I get to do something, and that's as bad as it gets.
Since Gavin has been fearless thus far, he is going to reach into his pocket and pull out Daisy.
Okay.
And just start running with open flame.
Okay. So you're gonna try and do the far move then?
Yes.
All right, go for it. Give me
let's
an agility
go.
roll.
You're a daisy if you do.
I'm gonna say I don't know if there's an actual difficulty in there.
It is a 12 with hope.
I'm gonna look real quick because right now my thought is DC 10 for these. But I want to just look and see if there's an actual.
I just loved how you rolled a 12 on your hope and a 1 on your fear die. Like, that's just fantastic.
It's always nice.
Yeah, well, what's this fear you guys keep talking about? He's like so inexperienced in the adventuring world, he doesn't know what fear is yet.
What you guys didn't realize is I wanted to get my character killed because I realized that I can't roll hope at all. So I just figured I'd trash the character at this point, restart. So.
I took an optimal choice to where I could get hope even if I failed with fear, but somehow I succeed with fear and I still get Jack.
So for right now, the base difficulty I'm going to set for the agility stuff is going to be a DC 10. So
okay.
If you're like running over difficult terrain or something, I might increase it or decrease it or something. But right now it's just a flat 10. So you definitely are able to do that. If you want to keep the spotlight, go ahead and choose what you want to do next.
So next,
and don't forget to mark a hope.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah.
Next, stop me if you heard this before. I hear that this thing called Fireball that's really cool, but that just seems like too far distant. So I'm gonna use Wild Flame.
All right.
I make a spell casting against up to 3 adversaries.
Okay.
So the one that's holding LaCroix.
And then I'm assuming the one that was nomming on Kimmy and then one other.
Yeah,
Okay.
and as long as that one other is the one that the druid is going to attack next.
Sure, works for me.
So I get to make a spell attack roll against up to 3 targets within melee range. So do I roll 3 times or once?
You make one attack roll for all 3 of them, and then I compare it to their difficulties, which in this case is all the same.
Okay, perfect. Oh my god. So I got a fear.
Okay.
I rolled 18.
All right. It definitely hits. So go ahead and roll your damage. And again, just 1 damage roll will apply to all 3 of them.
Okay. So Sorry, can you say that one more time? I was reading something and I got
problem.
distracted.
1 damage roll applies to all 3 of them. So go ahead and roll your damage.
5.
5. What are their thresholds again? Let's go here. Thresholds. Okay. So that hits all of them for 1 hit points.
So basically, I pulled Daisy out and I used Daisy. I infused them with the magic, and they just leap between the 3 of them.
So again, very reminiscent of Groot. You sit there, and as you come forward, you go on, and Daisy kind of looks at you and goes, and gets down, and she goes, and she's kind of spitting flames everywhere. And she's like, and kicks him in the shin, kicks another one in the shin, kicks a third one in the shin.
Now,
go ahead.
So now I have a question.
Sure.
As part of that, it says you targets must succeed on or take the damage, and must mark a stress as flames erupt from your hand.
Sure.
So, do they take a stress or do I take a stress?
Fantastic question. Hold, please. I can actually read it. So this is under Book of Tifa, right?
Book of Tifa, Wild Flame.
Targets you succeed against take 2d6 magic damage and must mark a stress. So yeah, it does the hit point damage and they mark a stress. And if for whatever reason they don't have any stress left, that just means that they take an additional hit point damage.
Oh, excellent. One other fun thing, and then I'm done. Strange patterns. I get to choose a number between 1 and 12. When you roll that number on a duality die, you gain a hope and get to clear a stress.
Okay.
And I picked 6, and that was one of the numbers that came up. So I gained an extra hope, and
so you have plenty of hope. Since you guys are getting hope, one of the things that you can do with hope is what's called a tag team attack. And that basically is where 2 of you decide to work together. Both of you pick something that you're going to do. You both make your rolls, but you guys get to choose which roll you use against me. And then if you succeed, both of the effects happen. So it's basically like doing 2 things, but only needing 1 roll to do it on. But
they came up last sessions. I think we both need 3 hope to do that, right?
Yeah, according to rules as written, you both have to burn 3 hope to be able to do it. However, you rolled with fear, so it is my turn.
Right.
The one that has been trying in vain to get this really scrumptious looking fairy just gets burned, turns around, and gets very, very upset and decides to just kind of nom on you, Gavin. So that's going to be a 15.
that does, my evasion is 11, so yes.
So that will be 8 points of physical damage.
I'm gonna burn an armor.
And I'm supposed to mark a fear. I'm not going to. I'm going to immediately burn the fear that I earned from you to have one of the other ones that you hit with a fire come around and just chomp on you. That is an 8 versus your evasion.
Evasion 11, so.
Okay. So the Daisy kind of comes up and puts this spark. It kind of moves out of the way, and then I'm going to burn a 3rd fear to have the third one that you attacked, or a second fear. I didn't have to burn fear the first time. To have the one that you the 3rd one that you attack come and nom on you again, and that's a natural 1.
So Point of order.
Sure.
One of these was also, I believe, nomming on LeCroc.
Yeah, they can still come over and like slash at you.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Because I think
they can't eat more than one person. They can still attack
Got it.
others.
Okay.
Question: When they move, I'm guessing that one of them moved away. How does that work for attack of opportunity for LeCroc? Am I able to do that?
They're all technically within melee range because in order for her to be able, or I'm sorry, for Gavin to be able to do that, they had to be in melee range already. So
Okay.
they didn't have to move because wildfire, whatever it was, is a melee only attack. Technically, they were all in very close range as opposed to melee, but it's close enough. I was like, yeah, if she gets to the right spot. So yeah, they didn't have to move at all.
Okay.
Good question though. So yeah, I surrender the spotlight to you guys. Who wants to take the spotlight next?
Who hasn't gone?
Anybody else that needs to go before? I haven't gone yet, but I didn't know.
Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, Esper kind of just seeing everyone just run out in front of him, and he's just like, "What the hell are we fighting frogs for?" And
I thought we were allied with them.
yeah,
So they have to pay their dues.
They're told, you ignorant giant.
It's exactly my understanding. So I don't have great abilities to just be able to run far distances for whatever reason, like my toad friend here. So I have a feeling that I'm going to have to do some sprinting if I want to get into range. Then
Definitely.
Correct? Okay.
So that's an agility check.
Agility. Okay. And I'm going to. Okay. It doesn't have anything. No advantage. Just straight up roll.
Yep.
That is a 13 with fear to be able to get
you
there.
are able to get there. As soon as you get there, the one that didn't get hit by the fire sees you coming and instantly shoots its tongue out towards you to try and envelop you.
This is a giant. That's gonna be impressive.
So it's going to be a 21 versus your evasion.
How do you get more evasion again? Is that through your armor? Is that my understanding?
As you level up, you can get more evasion.
Okay, that's
So
what we're
Jody, Jody, I still have access to racials while I'm like this, so I have danger sense, and
Sure.
I'm going to burn a stress to make you re-roll that.
Awesome.
Oh.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you see
make
this
him roll.
big sticky tongue moving towards you, and at the last minute, it turns into a 12 versus your evasion.
That's a hit. 9.
All right. So as you try to dodge out of the way, it still gets you right into the ribs, and as it hits you, you're thinking that, oh, this is going to hurt. And as it hits you, it doesn't. It's just really sticky. You're like, that's weird. And then suddenly, shoop, and you're like, oh, and you feel all like your spine just like cracks all the way up. You just feel every vertebrae just gonna go. And as you get slammed, you feel it's like beak thingy or whatever toads have just start chomping down on you, and you take 8 points of physical damage, and I burn, and that requires me to burn another fear to actually bring you in.
I will go ahead and use an armor and reduce that to 0 HP then.
Cool.
So
as you sit there and it starts chomping down on you, you're just like, I am too strong for this. Man, boo, go for the eyes.
you think you're in here, me? So do I lose part of burning, or so did I succeed at the run then?
Yeah,
And
you
got
made
pulled
it all the
towards
way
it?
there,
Okay.
and then
okay.
now you're just being nommed, and you're restrained, by the way.
I'm restrained. Yeah, great.
But you've got a buddy right there that looks like they're totally ready to be hit by your scythe.
So I guess that's my question. So do I still get an attack then, or do
I
I lose?
I
everything
took
because of
so the way
spotlight?
that spotlight works. When you took the spotlight, your action was running, which you succeeded on. You got there, and then I took the spotlight because of the fear, and now the spotlight is back to who wants to take it.
Gotcha.
And because you were kind of like your momentum was going there, it makes sense for you to take the spotlight again so that you can do the purpose of your run.
Okay, gotcha.
So there's nothing that stops you from just doing like 4 or 5 actions in a row. aside from rolling with fear or failing, and that just gives me a chance to do something. Does that make sense?
Which is every time we roll. Got it. 100%, because we always roll fear. Perfectly understood. Yep.
So
Yeah.
basically, every time you guys move, I'm just gonna take an action.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works.
Next game, I'm gonna make a yellow lantern, and that's the only goddamn way I'm gonna get a benefit.
So, what do you want to do, Esper?
Yeah, as he's dragging me in, you think I'm in here with you? You're in here with me, and I'll take a slice at him as I'm coming straight at him. I'm gonna try to slice at one of his eyes, essentially.
Go for it. And I will say, because we've talked about your forceful push thing, I will say forced movement. I'm fine with that breaking the restrain condition. So if you wanted to, like, as you're getting forward, if you hit him and succeed on that and knock him back, you are no longer being nommed.
Can I go the opposite way than what you're thinking and continue with him with momentum?
Like you're dragging him.
Sure. So
He's dragging.
So just
I hit him
to completely understand, do you want to kind of sequester him away from everyone else, so it's just kind of one-on-one with him?
Yeah, I do want to do it, but I don't want to be like, I still am here. I want to go with him. Like,
okay, so yeah, you're just like, you're mine. I'm
Yeah.
totally fine with that as long as you succeed. So go ahead and do your forceful push or whatever that ability is called.
Here we go.
Remember, folks, if you'd like to see them succeed more
That's a
often,
crit.
Crit.
ignore.
Not only a
Holy
crit,
shit.
double 12s.
Double
Double
12s.
Let's go.
So, I believe that requires you. Does that require you marking a stress or no to use that ability?
Yeah. So on a success, you deal damage and knock them back to close range. So I now knock them back another 30 feet or up to.
The only reason
And with a hope, add a d6 to the damage.
Okay, so the only reason I was asking is with forceful push, you would clear a stress. That doesn't matter. You also gain a hope, so you can just spend the hope that you just gained to add the additional damage. Go ahead and roll your total the damage for that.
Okay, let's see.
And while you're rolling, I'm going to just narrate. So you guys watch as Esper kind of gets down into like a running stance and just starts running, starts pulling her, pulling his scythe off of his back, and he starts just booking it towards this creature. As he gets close, you watch as he kind of brings it up, and then this tongue shoots out faster than the eye can really track, gets him right under his ribs and pulls him in, but you see him just kind of grin. And as he gets there, he plants his feet, impales the creature with what's it called again? Scythe.
The scythe? Yeah.
And then launches it. And as it goes, you watch him just kind of twirl the scythe and casually jog over to where it lands. Now, the other thing about a crit is when you crit, you do the maximum damage you can and then add on to it. Okay. So, for your halberd, normally the damage is what is the damage die for your halberd?
A D10.
So
D10.
Normally it'd be 10 plus 2 for 12. So you start at 12, and then what did you roll on the die after that?
Okay, so what I did for the damage, because I just figured I was gonna get a max of a 10, I rolled the D10 plus 2 on that on that one, which was a 9 plus 2, so 11, and then I rolled the on success with the hope. I add a D6 of damage, which was
we'll
a
do
4.
that in a second.
Okay.
So you had a 12, you rolled a 9, so that brings it up to 21. Now, because the D6 is also damage, you get a 6 plus the 4 you rolled for an additional 10. So you did a grand total of 31 points of damage from that attack, which is well above the severe threshold for this creature. So you do 3 full points of damage to this bitch.
And then I will use the hope. So on the success, I automatically get the D6. I don't have to use a hope for that. The hope that I use then gives him temporarily vulnerability, or he's vulnerable.
Okay.
So
the way vulnerability works in Daggerheart is all attacks against a vulnerable target are made with advantage. So if anybody else wants to go toe-to-toe with this dude, they can get advantage with it.
I Can I take Spotlight?
Go for it.
All right. That's going to activate my prey drive because something just ran away from me.
You have
And I'm gonna
activated
run.
my track card.
And I'm going to run after that flying toad right as it lands and catch it with my teeth is what I'm going to attempt to do.
Okay. So as you sit there and you're kind of slowly sauntering over, you're kind of wiping the blood off, you suddenly see this blur of fur go straight past you. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Because he's vulnerable and I'm a wolf, I have 2 sources of advantage. How does that work?
He rolls.
You never roll more than 1d6. They just kind of cancel each other out. There's been a bit of discussion in the subreddit and stuff like that about kind of quote-unquote stacking. And what I've been able to see thus far as the consensus is there's a line that talks about if people are helping you and they also roll with it, or they roll a d6, you would choose the highest of the d6s. That's only with the help action, where each person can roll their own advantage die. But as far as I can tell, in the way that I'm going to be reading it, the multiple advantages, the benefit of that is you can also have multiple disadvantages. And they will eventually cancel each other out, and whichever one has more instance is what will create the advantage disadvantage. So unfortunately, you still just get the one advantage die, but does that make sense?
Works for me. Yep.
Got it.
Whoa. Well, 19 with hope.
19 with hope. Definitely a hit. Go ahead and roll the various versions of damage that you have and take your hope.
D8, and then you just attacked it, so I get a second D8.
So you see this flash of fur go by, and suddenly this wolf is jaws deep into this creature, just chomping on it and ripping pieces of flesh off of it.
18.
18, which is a severe
Physical.
thing, which is enough
Let's go.
to kill this. And so as you're sitting there getting ready to, Esper, as you're coming over, getting ready to give it to the final blow, you notice that there is no final blow needed. There is a pile of what used to be a toad sitting there as this nearly rabid wolf is just ripping pieces off of it. It takes like a couple seconds, Haz, for you to kind of come to your senses and realize, oh, it's dead. Maybe I should kill something else. Who would like to take the spotlight next?
I'll make sure to tell LeCroc that he should stay away from you for a little while when you're in wolf form. And I'll keep moving that way as well.
Okay.
Was that the one that I distracted?
No. The one that you distracted is still near you.
Would you say it's very close?
Definitely. All of them are within melee range because they all tried to attack Gavin. So if you get within melee range of one of them, you'll be within melee of all, or you can be within melee of all of them.
I will use my rules is try to use say fire to attack.
Go for it. Make your attack roll.
Do it.
That is the
I believe so. Whatever the weapon says that it uses is what you roll for it. On your character sheet, just like the armor, if you go to your equipment, you can equip your hand runes or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
And it'll tell you. It'll automatically tell you what you would use for it. So you're. And it'll actually show. Yeah. So if you scroll down a little bit to where it says active weapons, you see hand runes, and then it says +2 for instinct. So, yeah. You can actually roll it from right there if you want to.
When you have the weapons.
So, underneath your hit point stress, you'll see this thing that says active weapons, proficiency, and then you should see hand runes. If you go to the... Are you looking at your character?
Yeah.
You found it?
Yeah.
You know, it's on the left-hand side. It's right across from where you keep track of your hope and your experiences. It's to the left of that.
Yeah, I see it now. When I roll the 29, so that would that be
13 with fear.
Yep.
With fear?
Yepers. If you're not seeing the total of your roll in Roll20, you need to widen the chat window because it cuts off the total. So if you just go to the edge of the chat, you'll see the kind of 2 arrow thing. You can actually extend it a little bit and then you'll actually see it. But yeah, 13 with fear definitely hits. Go ahead and roll the damage.
Alright, so that means the head. That'd be 10. So
All right.
would that be
That'll be, I believe that's...
12? It is the 10 is right at
so if there's anything that you add to the damage, it'll actually list it right there. So the hand runes themselves are just a d10. You don't add anything.
Alright, so it'd be 10 then.
Okay. So you guys watch as Kimmy, there we go. Couldn't remember your name. Kimmy kind of starts conjuring these runes, or these runes on her hands start to kind of flare with magic. Suddenly you see little bits of fire there, and she shoots it forward and hits one of the toads with it, doing a decent amount of the damage. But the toad is not pleased with that, and he turns around and decides that he's going to try and eat you again because he's mad that he couldn't eat the other one. And so he rolls a 16 versus your evasion.
That will hit.
All right, so 6 points of physical damage, and I burn a fear to restrain you. I didn't mean to hit that button.
Oh, but then I did, alright.
So, I'm done with the spotlight. Who would like the spotlight next?
I think me and Daisy are due for another round of hot hands.
Go for it.
So
I thought it was jazz fingers.
No.
Spirit fingers. Jazz hands, spirit fingers. They're different, folks.
Fireball, fire blast,
17 with hope.
All right, take your hope. Definitely hits. Go ahead and roll the damage again.
That is 8 damage.
Which is just enough to get into the major damage threshold.
Nothing happens with double fours, does it?
Not
the damage
on damage
roll.
rolls, no.
Doubles the damage again,
You guys got enough stuff. Oh, and they all take a stress too, right?
Yes, they all take a stress.
Okay. So, again, you watch as Daisy starts going around. Ah! She watches as her friends are getting happy, and then she also watches as this wolf is just going to town. And so she goes, I'm a wolf. She turns into a little fire wolf. She goes over. And he's able to do
Looks
some
like
damage.
a flaming corgi.
Little butt wiggle between each one of them. Who wants to take the spotlight next?
I'll go. Am I still restrained?
Yeah, unless you do something to, or no, because the one that you're dealing with hasn't taken severe damage. So yeah, you're still restrained. Which again, restrained is just you can't move, but you don't have like disadvantage on attacks or anything. So.
Okay, I'm just going to roll an attack. I don't know. You get off me.
We are not the same, swine.
Yeah.
In my head, the toad or the English.
Now go away before I taunt you a second time.
Yeah, but
guess-
it was a baby.
16 with fear, because that's how I roll.
That's how you roll, yeah. So go ahead and roll damage as I take my fear.
Bloody hell, God! If I forbid I roll anything other than fear. So that's 4. Is there only one left, or is there?
There's 3 left, but they're all starting to look really rough. One of them, the one that originally was nomming on Kimmy, looks like it's barely holding on to life. The one that you're attacking looks offended. Still pretty rough, not quite as rough as that other one.
I'll use another hope, and I'll do another rolling attack.
Go for it. Yeah, you can hit all 3 of them with that.
Yeah. Okay. So I do that, and they all take 4. Really, 4. So whatever, the 1 point.
So,
Right.
Yeah. Remind me. So the whirlwind just allows you to hit everything in.
I spend a hope, and everything within close range, very close range.
But it doesn't re-hit the one that you already hit, right? It's just
No.
the other ones. Okay. Cool.
Just additional.
Cool. So that means. So as you sit there and kind of plunge it in, and it lets you go for just a second, you spin around, and the one that originally had nommed on Kimmy, you slice open its stomach, and it just falls apart and is dead. The other one there is still very much upset at you, and I am going to activate the one that is eating you, and it's going to try and nom on you even more with a 12 versus your evasion.
That's it exactly.
Okay.
I am going to use 3 hope to activate. Not this time.
Okay.
So the adversary has to re-roll the attack roll.
Okay, cool. So you think it's about to eat you, and then I roll a 7.
That does not hit.
So as you're sitting there and it's trying to eat you again, you kind of pin your shield on there, and you can feel it kind of scratching your shield, but it doesn't do you any damage. And then I'm going to burn a fear to make the other one try to nom on you. And that's a 10.
That misses too.
And so as it tries to come over and nom on you, you smack it in the snout with your shield. And now both of these toads seem very, very intent on killing their kind of distant cousin Frogman here. Who wants to take the spotlight next?
I'll take it, I guess.
Okay.
Seeing that, I turn around and I go, this is like, you guys have never heard me talk in animal form, but you just hear, cannibalism is bad, because I can talk in this form. And I run back, and I'm gonna try and fight the one that just tried to attack him.
So I think the best thing about this is you guys see as this wolf form is just covered in toad viscera, and like chunks of toad are just dripping from it. It goes, cannibalism is bad! And then jumps over. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Well, for all of your fear, you're giving me hope, Josh, because I rolled a 18 with hope.
All right, take your hope and go ahead and roll your damage.
So, because they acted before me, I don't get the extra, right?
I think specifically they have to. Doesn't it specifically say that immediately after
An ally.
damage too?
No, it just says an ally that targeted them and went immediately before you.
Yeah, so the immediately means because they were able to, because they rolled with fear, I was able to interrupt it. So no extra damage.
Yeah, so 8.
8 is enough. As you dive onto this creature, just like before, you're able to just kind of devour into it, and suddenly you watch as this wolf form kind of bursts out of the back of this toad as it kind of clumps to the ground, and again, Haz's form is covered in viscera and other things like that. Who wants to take the spotlight next?
Follow
Go
suit.
for it.
I'm gonna see the wolf friend just run off in front of Esper. Esper will also. I mean, they're roughly how far are they from us? Because we just killed the one that was relatively close, right?
Yeah, they're at close range because
They're at
again,
close
you
range.
knocked the toad that you were dealing with to close, very close, which close plus very. You're within close range.
Close range. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's only one left, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm just running. Esper's gonna just run up behind it and try to hook it from under its belly, and try to lift it away from Le Croc.
Since you haven't had a chance to use the ability yet, did you want to try using your throwing ability on it since it's well within range, or do you want to run up close?
I want to run up close. I want it to
Okay,
be
go for
more
it.
viscera and guts and my friend here.
Go for it.
So.
They cannot have all of the guts. I want some guts too.
All right, so let's go ahead and do the Halberd at not advantage. I don't know why I was trying to give myself advantage. That would be a 18 crit once again. So
All right,
Lord.
so take your hope,
Uh-huh.
remove a stress if you have any marked, and then again, you start at max damage, so that's
Yep.
12, and then just roll a d10 and add that to the 12.
and add that to the 12. Okay, gotcha.
If you just want to click the damage on your weapon, when it comes up in chat, it'll show us what the die was,
Yep.
and we'll just take that. So
Okay, so is there a way to do it in? I think I just have to click the physical damage button.
yeah, if in Roll20 on the left-hand side, there should be like a bunch of different things. One of them looks like a d20. If you just want to roll a single die, you
Okay.
can click on that and then click on like the d8.
Okay.
That works too.
So okay, so I've got the
So it's 5 plus
5.
5 plus 12, so that brings it to 17.
5 plus 12 should be 17.
Yep.
And then I'm kind of flavoring it where with my forceful push, where I'm kind of, because I'm swung with hope, I get to add a d6
Mm-hmm.
and kind of like force him away from it and like hook him away kind of thing, if that's okay with you.
Well, there is a certain phrase that I generally don't use because it has been copywritten, but I have my own kind of version of it, which is claim your kill, describe your victory.
Yeah, so Esper, seeing that the wolf went flying by, Esper's running up and just hook shots it up underneath the toad, grabs it and pierces underneath its belly and flings it off into the distance,
Okay.
watching blood trails just fly through the air with it.
So you guys watch as Esper brings his scythe out, and you can see it's already dripping a little bit with blood. So he shakes it down to get the blood off, and he kind of starts picking up his speed. And as he gets forward, he comes up, and you guys watch as the toad's eyes just kind of bulge as the scythe completely goes in. You can watch as the tip of the scythe comes out of the toad's mouth, and then you watch as Esper braces his legs apart and just goes, vroom, and you watch Team Rocket style this toad just go flying into the distance, hopefully not falling on some unsuspecting farmer miles away.
I'm sure when it lands, it's going to be in a pile of hay.
I'm just hoping it lands on what was his name, Clarence.
Oh,
the-
Clive.
as he's cleaning out the gutters.
No, that's Claude. That was
It was
Claude.
Claude.
Claude,
No.
that's what it was,
The strongest guy in Letterkenny. I mean Hamlet. I mean Hamlet.
Sure,
Clive-
I mean
Clive was
that
the
was
jerk.
that was a crit and a final blow. So this thing goes off. You guys have no way to see this, but the camera pans and you see a fade, and suddenly you can see, see Clive sitting there. His greatsword is nowhere to be seen as he's out there mucking the stables mucking out the stables next to the inn as punishment for what he did. And he's sitting there and he's just like, oh man, this sucks. And then suddenly, and he is just covered in liquefied toad.
Fantastic.
Almost like that scene
Amazing.
from Tremors when they explode.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking.
So,
Have any of you taken just asking, do any of you have more than one hit point marked at the moment?
I got one.
I have two blessings.
I've just got one.
I'm gonna say the sorcerer is probably more fragile than our than you. So I just kind of go over to the fairy and I'm just like, you should be careful around them. As I lift one claw and just tap your forehead, and I'm gonna spend 3 hope, and you get to clear. Oh, perfect. Oh, up to 4 hit points.
Alright.
Because that is my druid specialization thing. I have to spend 3 hope to do it every time, but you know.
nice being a druid. So as you guys kind of clean yourself off and kind of view this moat house, I'm going to see if they have other...
Oh.
You guys are able to get up to the drawbridge itself. The drawbridge itself is rotting and kind of broken in places, but it still creates a path that you can go across. Looking into where what used to be gates. The door is hanging open on one great hinge. The other is splintered and holed, but still in position, wedged and shorn closed from the inside. And as you all kind of look in, trying to predict what kind of wealth and treasures may lie within the walls of this ruined moat house, unfortunately, that is where we're going to end it for.
Boo! Okay.
As
Awesome.
always, I do upload all these to my YouTube channel, so if you'd like to, if you missed any of this, it's youtube.com/trainerjody. I want to thank Toast, the amazing Toast and Waffles, for joining us. This is my first chance I've had to be able to play with him. And I think this is the first game that I've been able to watch you without hearing the word Darb. Every 3 seconds.
4 seconds.
So yeah, it was super fun. I hope you guys had a blast. Again, there's more to this adventure. So
The douche, you say?
so if we have a group chat for all of this, so if we can find another time that works for everybody, I'm more than happy to run this again. If we do decide upon a date to try and finish this adventure, I will announce it on my YouTube channel. And obviously, if you follow me here on twitch.tv/TraderJody, you'll know anytime that I go live. Otherwise, and of course, John, right as I'm doing this. Hi, John. It's great to see you. So John, how you doing? So, they're all sleeping anyways. Send them to oblivion. So John, you know what would have been really cool? I probably should have thought of this. I probably should have thought of inviting John to play, because that would have been super cool, right? If John had joined us too, especially since he normally does streaming type things on Tuesdays. So if John could have joined us, that would have been amazing. Hey everybody from John's thing. Hi, we just finished this. We just finished this session. They made it. If anyone is familiar with the the village of Hommlet. They literally just made it to the moat house and discovered the joys of giant toads.
Let me sum it up for you, because we can run a little long, and let me sum this up for you. It might take a while. Our goblin druid tried to take an apple, nearly got taken in for that. Then we went to the inn, started a bar fight, got kicked out, found our way to the ruins, got in a fight with some toads. We won that.
I should mention,
Such a complete...
started a bar fight included setting the bar on fire.
Allegedly.
And being
it was only allegedly
banished from the entirety of the village of Hommlet. So the base of operations that they're supposed to go back to rest up, they are banned from. So it was pretty amazing. And again, we're using the Daggerheart system to run this game. So it was, all of us were learning a new system. It was so much fun. I will be uploading this to my YouTube channel probably tomorrow or the day after. So if you want to watch this, it's youtube.com/TraderJody. And yeah, if I can get these people together again, I will most definitely finish this adventure, because I went through and converted everything in this damn adventure to Daggerheart. So I've done all the prep work. I am ready to just run this nonsense.
We have nothing but, like, so far you're 2 for 2 for a Daggerheart game that ended, and we need to revisit.
So yeah, thank you so much, John, for showing up. Anyone that came from John's stream, I'd really appreciate if you want to follow me here. I do run D&D stuff every Wednesday. Normally, I'm not doing it this week because I was doing this and I have been ungodly sick. Like, I learned new ways to express pain over the past week. It has been impressive. And then on Saturdays, I actually run a Zelda tabletop RPG for a group called Zelda Universe. They are one of the oldest Zelda fan sites on the internet. And so twitch.tv/Zelda Universe TV, normally at 11 a.m. Central Time. I run a Cypher system powered Zelda game with absolute nonsense going on every single week. To give you an example, Kiri, the amazing author that we tried to get you to buy her book previously, she plays a character named Aino with a pet Arctic fox named Eki, who is either like cuddling and snuggling everyone or turning into a deathly version of the Aurora Borealis and destroying everything. And she has a bag of beans that when she loads it into her wrist-mounted slingshot will randomly turn into random objects like a couch or a book of a romance novel or anything in between. So that's the kind of nonsense that happens on Saturday mornings. So if you guys are interested in any of all that, I'm very happy that you came. I wish we could continue this, but it is late and I'm still in pain from being sick. So thank you so much for everybody that showed up and interacted. And like I said, if/when I'm able to get these lovely people together again, I will make announcements on my YouTube channel so that you can all see it. Otherwise, it's all for me today. I will see you guys.
We hope you had fun. A wink. Oh, a wink.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.